You're liking the presses, mate. You're loving the presses.
Yeah. I don't mind. I like the presses. The presses are a little bit, but you see their true colours. We saw Benji.
Yeah.
Win, lose.
As in, can you clarify for the audience now that you've been in the car with me a couple of times? By the way, this is the Levels Network. I am Justin Horo, joined by the Triple AJ Willie Mason and the bro Lukey Stowe.
First of all, congratulations, Hoz, on a
Thank you very much.
Beautiful brand new baby. Brand new baby.
Tongue twister, go.
Tongue twister. Go. A beautiful baby.
Yeah.
Healthy baby, which is awesome, mate. I'm very happy for you.
Thank you very much.
Kaya. Little Lenny. How's Lenny? How's the family first?
Yeah, Lenny's good. Kaya and Brooksy are both doing really well. We're at home. So
Brooks. That's what someone goes, what's it? No. I knew that you
were trying to get
you told me. They said, what did he call? I said, fuck, I can't just roll out and just make a name up. I said, I'll just wait until we'll get a name on Monday. Yeah. Brooksy, that's awesome.
Yeah. It's it's awesome. Like it's going through two now is going to come with its own hurdles, but also appreciation.
Oh, yeah.
Got myself a boy now, which is cool. So it's been awesome. And Lenny's been the best.
Yeah, has Lenny? Yeah,
she's been so good.
It'll just take a minute. I think a girl and a girl would be different with the dynamics because but like you got the girl boy.
Could get a bit jealous. Do you think?
Yeah, I think they do. Like naturally, right? If it's a girl and a girl, like where's all my attention and everything like that. But if you got the girl and then the boy, it's totally different. Biologically
protective
different.
older sister.
Protective older sister. So she's going to be really nurturing and stuff like that. That's how it usually happens. But
I've got some really good advice from
Lanny's awesome as well.
Yeah, she's a very caring
human.
At daycare, she gets along with all the kids really well.
Yeah.
Got some really good advice from a guy at the pharmacy actually when I was picking up some painkillers for Kai who's going through it a little bit. And he goes, congratulations, we're talking about the baby and stuff like that as well, and he goes, one thing, and it was a good tip, and I've used it for the last couple of days, is you just make sure you involve her as much as you can to make her feel like she's responsible. So go on and get a nappy. Yeah. Lenny, can you help me out doing the nappy? Can you help me put Brooks to sleep?
And because Lenny's at that age too, where she sort of wants to help around the house as well. She's 3, right? So she's at that age where she understands. That's awesome, mate. But back to your depressor and pressers. I sort of find I like watching Ricky Stewart because he's just. I don't think there's much difference in his wins and losses.
No.
That's what I mean. You'll see Ricky Stewart straight down the barrel. If he's fucking pissed off, if his team won, if he's still pissed off at something, he'll still tell you. Right? He was happy. He was actually happy with the referee. Said they were fair and he's to blame and this and that. And even Fitzy said, I'm to blame. Mm-hmm. It was a pretty loaded question saying, I didn't really like that, saying it was Paul Green and Anzac, who's responsible for that? And I think Fitzy handled that admirably, said it's mine to get the players up for that. And I thought that was fucking a stupid question, very loaded.
You can definitely get information out.
I didn't like that. Yeah. That fucking... And Fitzy just batted it off, said that's my job to get the players up. Mm. Benji, still staunch as a motherfucker. Mm. And he's playing the staunch card every week. But he had a few little things there. It was just quite interesting to see, because
it's fun.
Because they're in a winning mode, but they still don't want to get carried away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like you're not going to sit in there and have a massive big party or have a celebration. Yeah, we played good, we played great. Like it's totally different than an American sort of presser.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's like, yeah, we love this. It's a lot more, it's America.
Yeah, they embrace personalities over there about going hard and being confident. Over here, we try to dial it down.
And then Ruben Cotter with his beautiful child, and you had Big Rod sitting there. That's a beautiful thing as well. Bring your kid into that, cool. Sort of scene. Ruben Cotter's playing like an absolute animal. Have a week off this week, son. You worked your ass off.
By the way, they got the dogs this weekend, so that's why Mase is added into that. Also, want to read out a couple of messages. We're going to leave out the replies and YouTube questions for Thursday. Just get to some of the big news because there's been a lot of big news, signing news, rumour news.
The holiday news.
Yeah, a lot going on. This one comes from Mitchell Gorman. Lukey with the next man up mentality. Didn't skip a beat. Careful skip. Iron sharpens iron. And Lukey is sharp. Killing it, fellas. Been a day one all the way back to the YKT era.
Nice.
So
Yeah,
let's get to
we're
it.
on,
Thank you
we're
to
on,
everyone
we're on.
that's purchased the
I like
merch.
this one.
We
You
dropped
haven't rocked
yesterday.
that yet. You've been hoodieing it so far.
Yeah,
I like it. I'm a crop top man.
Actually, I look good.
Is it
in
a crop
both.
top?
No, it's not a crop top.
What's a crop
Crew neck.
neck?
Crew
What's a
Crop top is
It's a
like
crop
the-
top side, isn't it?
Yeah, we could maybe a levels crop top. We'll get Mase a crop top now.
Right in the mud, get the mud guts out.
No, I like this one. Crew neck. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Crew neck.
So thank you for everyone from yesterday.
Yeah.
Lot orders flowing through. It is long
coming
weekend.
in? Yeah,
long
they're
weekend.
going to get over.
away, so,
They'll be right tomorrow.
but yeah,
By Thursday.
Yeah, I did give. There was a bit of a call out last week, and appreciate the numbers that are coming back through. It's been nice. It's we're going to be getting these. Try to get them done as quickly as possible because we want them for Magic Round when we're up there at
Big
Magic
time,
Round,
mate.
right? So got a
Rocking
couple of
these
big
all.
things coming up. I know you boys have discussed it.
Yep.
I'm just coming for a little hit and run on the Sunday, but looking forward to
A
that.
few
And I want
things
to.
on.
I want to get heaps of pictures with people rocking the level skip, the
Yeah,
Iron Sharp.
especially on the Saturday morning when everyone's had a little bit of a hit out on Friday. We'll see how hard they've gone, and then like they get to the tailgate at Stock Exchange. That's where your money's made, in my eyes. You can rock up at 10 o'clock. Fucking, I don't give a fuck what you did the night before. Get up there with your levels shirt. Depends how hot it is. I'm pretty sure it's going to be beautiful weather.
We'll go t-shirt then.
Go
Buy the
your
t-shirt
shirt
just in case.
Go your shirt. I want to see you rocking the hoodie at night. Everything.
Yep, that works.
And I'll
Hey,
come and have a beer with you.
Beautiful. And this is, I love this one. This is from a light that never goes out. He's one of my favourites. So he's our one from day one. Lukey Milky Jenkins of podcasting.
What about the fucking Milky Jenkins has gone on? So like when I was watching, remember Milk Duds?
Yeah.
Milk Duds, they were the little milk bottles.
Yeah.
From the Easter show, weren't they?
Yeah, but like they were in, like I think they changed the names because everyone, if you had a pack of Chicos, they're not Chicos anymore. They're something else.
Yeah. Why did they have to change it from
Because
Chicos again?
it's fucking 2026 and it's a black little Chico lolly.
Ah, gotcha.
So they call it something else. It tastes like shit anyway.
Milk Duds, those yellow.
Milk Duds. So Milk Duds, yeah, but they're white.
So why?
Right? So anyway, I said I was calling Milky Jenkins a Milk Dud, and I was calling anyone who was white Milk Dud.
When you were coming through the grate?
No. Last week and then the week before, and when we were coming through the grades, anyone who was like was always Milky, always Milky Jenkins, but Milk Dud. So Archer and Bomber and like all the boys calling fucking who's our 9? Brandon Hayward. Bailey Hayward's Milk Dud. Dad Archer's watching the game and go, "Where's Milk Dud? Where's Milk Dud?" Because he started from the bench. He didn't know where the Milk Dud was.
Well,
Anyone who's white like that is Milk Dud.
they're still getting around America.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Milk Duds or
Shout
milk babies and all that.
Apparently
Whatever.
Australia as well, but
There he is. They just never kicked off over here.
Shout out to me, myself, and Irene. One of the
Yeah.
funniest, low key. It doesn't. I don't think it gets
No.
enough credit.
With us, it does.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone else. Me,
No.
myself, and Irene.
Yeah. It was with. I think there's enough appreciation for it for classics. Honestly, like
It's a top 10 classic.
it's awesome.
When he goes, oh my God, when he comes in. I thought it was great. I thought it was a giant Q-tip.
Hey, this one comes from the Ramen Sum. Hey Willie, I was your Uber driver today.
Yeah,
was
I know who he is.
It was a very nice chat. Wishing you all the best. You're a great soul. I love the high energy.
100% Turkish man. Picked me up. And I had a few things on in the city.
I laughed when I saw that too.
Yeah, he picked me up and he was just like, and he was a bigger bloke and he's like, started talking about rugby and he goes, oh, how can they play rugby? And I said, you're a big boy. You just rock up to any sort of club like Coogee Wombats. And I said, where do you live? He lives around the area. I said, you just go up there. He goes, so I can play? I said, that's fucking harder than it looks, but you can rock up. And just go up there and say, how do I play this? They'll teach you all the little things. Then we started talking about like my career and everything like that. He goes, you play? I said, yeah, I'll play for a little bit and this and that. And he goes, oh, okay. He goes, you're a big man, huh? I said, yeah. I said, yeah, I can play for Coogee Wombats too. And he goes, how do I get into it? He goes, because I said, I thought you'd be a soccer man. He goes, no, I'm 6'1", 98 kilos. He's fucking solid.
Taller than Rennie.
Bodybuilder, yeah. It was Rennie. 4 foot taller than Ren. but was about it. He goes, I just want contact. And I said, oh, well, just go down there. They'll teach you a couple of things.
How good. The reason I put that in as well, because I've been in a
We didn't
shitload
stop
of Ubers
talking.
with you, and your relationship with Ubers this does not surprise me.
Nah.
You, mate, we will be in an Uber sometimes for half an hour, 40 minutes, and him and Mase can speak. It doesn't have to be about footy.
Nothing.
It can be about someone just talking life and
They're the best.
sometimes I just sit in my seat, like sit in the passenger seat, just piss myself, listen to the conversation with Mason and Uber drivers.
They just want to have a chat.
Yeah.
It's good. But look, we had a really good chat. We're talking about.
You're a great soul. I love that.
Because we were on the same sort of level of like.
Sorry about the accent. That was a bad
No.
accent.
Just frequencies and vibrations and energies and all that kind of stuff. He's all about that. And I was like, okay, let's go.
Also want to thank, we were away, we actually missed this last review show. I know you boys touched on it on the preview as well, but I just want to give another shout out. Mongrel Boots, they're back for year 3. They are proudly Australian made and owned since 1930. Mongrel Boots is a family owned business backed by 5 generations of experience, specialising in boots made for the Aussie worker. You gave our man a shout out for the double love for both sponsors on Thursday, Lukey.
Yep.
So he is in contention.
Threw Mase off. He wasn't sure because Mase read the comment. He's like, hang on, what's this? Like,
double love. I was just like, what's he talking about?
Yeah, a bit of
the
double
back
love.
rows and everything. I was like,
So we love that.
nice.
We love
That's
people.
unreal.
We love our listeners supporting and talking about products. We've got a really good one for next week's episode as well. So it's going to be a tight race between the two to see who gets the comment of the month.
The month.
I'm just trying to think if it's going to fall in the same month. Monday.
I already awarded it. So
Oh, you've awarded it. Well, guess what? You're correct because Monday will start a new month.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
that is the
Thank God for
comment.
that.
He deserves it.
Yep.
The double love.
By the way, if you're looking to find a pair of mongrels, head to mongrelboots.com.au to find your local boot and retailer. Remember, Mongrel Boots are Aussie, born and bred since 1930. All right, let's get straight into a big news that has dropped. We've got some really big signing news for a club that's retained huge talent. We have huge talent leaving one club and going to another. Yeah. And then potentially, this is the rumour stuff that Lukey absolutely loves, and his man Michael Shamus is involved. So this is just a double whammy.
I didn't know this.
Contracts, a player off contract, and Michael Shamus. It ticks nearly every box for Lukey. So the West Tigers bombshell dropped over the weekend with skipper Jerome LUAI. He was spotted in Papua New Guinea.
Sorry, tell him when we're on the way here, he goes, hear about LUAI going to New Guinea? I said, was he on a holiday or something?
Yeah, and I go,
Goes, no, mate.
you
Is he looking for some beetle nut?
respectfully to we love you, Papua New Guinea, and this is gonna
I was like, what the fuck's he doing over there?
Don't
I was just
throw you
thinking he's
guys
got
under the
2-3
bus.
years here.
yeah, no shade, but
Yeah.
it's probably not somewhere you're going to go for a holiday at this part of the year.
Yeah.
So, the Daily Telegraph reported LUAI has been spotted in PNG, met with Chiefs officials with the potential to be their first major signing. LUAI has a yearly option in his favour to remain at the Tigers, with the deadline for the club being for another 12 months this Thursday. It's coming up this Thursday. LUAI was seen in Port Moresby on Sunday alongside Chiefs power brokers as the eyes are switched to the club potentially for the 2028 season, which is their first. It is understood that Tigers were informed by LUAI leaving the country, and he is due back in Australia today. The deal would be a significant coup for Lukey's favourite PNG CEO, Michael Shamus.
Damn. Like, I mean, I don't hate it from PNG. To even get him over there is a big deal.
Yes.
Very, very big deal. You get LUAI, that's a top 20 player. Easy.
Yep.
One of the biggest names, big social media following, very beloved in the Polynesian community. I reckon any Polynesian player could survive in Papua New Guinea, wouldn't even blink an eye. I reckon. I think it's more the Aussies that would struggle a little bit. But
Do you think it'll take the Aussies a little bit more to adjust to the culture,
the culture? Because, you know, most of these boys have been back to the islands. It's very similar. Very similar. You live, they still, you know, you're fishing, you're doing all this kind of stuff. You're in like, we know what it's like being back in the islands, just traveling like in the back of a truck. Like there's coconuts, there's how to cook pigs and everything like that. They live like that. So I don't think it would be a big culture change for anyone who's been playing for Tonga or Samoa or Fiji or anyone like that at the high level, because they always go back to the islands and they always show the culture. Right? If you haven't been, if you're an islander and you've never been back there and you've been raised in Australia, you've been raised in New Zealand, you'll be in the same boat as most of the Aussies, right? But there's hardly any of those guys now, right? They've all been back. They've all been part of the national team, and they've all been back there for a couple of weeks every year.
Yeah.
And Wolfie's been a big part of that. The coaches have been big parts of that.
Samoa have done the same.
Yeah, Samoa have done the same. Fiji's always done that. So I reckon most of the Polynesian players, they're the ones that I'll be hunting. And most of the Polynesian players, mate, 50% of the game's Polynesian.
Yeah.
But to get a guy like LUAI, who's an integral part of the Samoan team, to have him over there, just to even have a look around and just go, okay. And then he comes back and tells them, just get that one person over there in that compound in the training facilities to go, we're going to be like this. This is the plans, right? It's not going to what it looks like now. It's like what's going to look like in 2 to 3 years, right? Then you come back here, you start talking to, you come back, start talking.
What did you say then?
Oh, bro, what's that like?
The Fainu brothers, right? You start talking to those guys. You start talking to a couple of guys. You start talking to some other boys. Was that an Islander accent?
Yeah. Hey, bro, what's that like?
Bro, what's that like?
Is that how they speak?
Yeah. So that the word starts. But the word starts spreading, and it's like, and Luai goes, yeah, man, that stadium that you played at, it's going to be probably like 35, 40,000. It'll be packed every week. The compound that we're living in is fucking everything that you want. The shops are this, and this.
Impressive.
They put a lot of money into New Guinea.
Looks impressive.
A lot of money. China's put a lot of fucking money in there. In the Pacifics and everything. It's a bit more than fucking, it ain't the kina that's making it, right? Kina's their local dollar, right? So he goes over there, he comes back. It's word of mouth.
How many kina to get you over there?
How much kina? You couldn't have enough kina. But in my career, if I've won 4 premierships, and just say if I make the top 8 or something at the Tigers in the next couple of years, it'd be on the cards.
Well, let's get to the Tigers side of things because we're about to get into the review straight after the signing news, and I couldn't have been happier for the people, the Balmain, the West Tigers fans. Leichhardt was humming.
Yeah.
Like that Royce Hunt try, that's the first part of my notes where I was like, I was getting goosebumps watching that. Like I was really enjoying that because they've gone through some tough times, and there have been some players that have arrived before. Uppy Coruscant, he's the one that really stands out a couple of years before Jerome. But when Jerome arrives, he brings Senior over with him. The Fainu brothers rock up a couple of years before, and they've been awesome. But he's clearly changed the temperature with Benji over the last couple of years. And if for whatever reason, if he was to leave for this reason to go start up a new franchise and understanding that, the money's going to be awesome as well. Even not being a Tigers fan, I would be disappointed because I feel like they're doing something special.
I think I want him to see his contract out. I just want him. So this is 2 years. He signed a 4-year deal.
No, he's got a clause in every year.
So
he can
but like
activate it
just say, I want to see him at least have 3 years, 3 or 4 years, because New Guinea ain't going anywhere, and he's not.
We'll see. That's what he can do. So that was a part of what I read out before. So by Thursday, he has in his favour the ability to activate that clause, which will extend him for another year, which makes sense for this situation because then he could make the same decision next year if the conversations go well and the recruitment go well with Shamus, then he could leave in 2028, which would be their first year.
Yeah, I'd like to see him stay for at least just 3 years. I don't know, just get something done there. They've got something building there. They've got something building. If they were the Tigers 3 years ago, fuck, see you later. Not now. Benji looks like he's arrived. He knows what he's doing. He's got people around him to see everything's in place. Concord, they've got a home ground. You've got Seatown firing up. You've got, their centre of excellence is awesome. Leichhardt's pumping. The Seatown's pumping. Yeah. Everything is happening, right? I love what's happening. I love the scenes, man, when I was a young kid at Marathon Stadium on the hill when fucking Chief and Spud went at it. I was on the back. Fuck yeah. And then Newcastle won. And then remember Brett Mullins kicked that kick and then another kick. I was at those fucking games, man. Being like a young 14, 15-year-old, very impressionable young kid. Seeing that shit, going, I want to fucking play NRL. I want to play for Newcastle. I want to do all that.
That's happening at Leichhardt.
Yeah, I just see those young kids when they scored. When Royce Hunt scored that try, they were just fucking anyone was hugging anyone.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? They're the scenes that you love.
Yeah,
and that's like you're building something there. Like don't let it go. Not until it's you only get a couple of you get these little bits in your career, right? or not in your career, in your club, what they've got a bit of a window.
Moments,
Got moments, and you've got a window to premiership window.
They've got momentum.
They did that fucking in 2005, caught some wind and end up winning the comp. Right? It feels like that.
How important do you think the relationship, because we were watching the presser between Benji and Jerome, you mentioned how cool it is because you know how much Jerome appreciates. He said it a number of times that he was his favourite player growing up. How important is that relationship going to be?
That is very important. And that's why Benji gets paid the big bucks, and that's why he's the head coach of the West Tigers. LUAI wouldn't have come over if Benji wasn't the coach. Not a fucking chance. That's his favourite player when he was young. Now he's captaining his side. Benji's the best Tigers player of all time.
West Tigers player.
West Tigers, even fucking throw Balmain and West in there. Fuck it.
Ooh, that's a huge call.
No, he is. He'd be well, if he's not the best, he'd be top 3.
He's in there.
He's top 3. He's top 5, right? Whatever. So easily hands down the West Tigers. And he gets to captain that club, and then they go on their little run. You can see their relationship be awesome.
Yeah, it's cool.
They've similar sort of little
mannerisms.
The mannerisms.
Cheeky, both cheeky.
Yeah, they got it. They both got it.
I feel Benji's trying to make Jerome laugh in those press conferences.
No.
Did you just watch the latest one?
Yeah.
Before that, he hasn't been.
Right.
Yeah, he dropped the shoulders a little bit.
He did a little bit.
I think Benji enjoyed the moment.
Because that was a fucking moment.
It was. Yeah, Leichhardt was humming.
The week before, Seatown and just winning, right? That was hard against the Broncos, right? He expected him to pump the Broncos.
What was the win before at Campbelltown? What was that game?
Tigers. Broncos.
No, before the Broncos. That
Knights.
game. Yeah, he was serious, super serious.
Yeah, Yeah, so I like their combination and their, I don't know, their training and shit like that. I don't know. Like it's just.
I've said that the most impressive part over the last couple of years with Ciro and Critter is that he's an extension of Critter.
Oh, he's a big extension.
Critter's an extension of Ciro, and I still believe that. Even when you're watching the Bulldogs results, you can see that Critter and Ciro are still heavily aligned, and that's really important to getting it to the playing group. Jerome and Benji definitely have that.
Yeah, and if I'm Tigers, we'll just wrap this up. If I'm the Tigers, you cannot let LUAI go. You've just got to come back. And if he needs if it's about money, or if it's about legacy or something, I don't know what it's about. I want to start an inaugural club. I want to be captain of the first club. Maybe he's thinking that. We're not sure what LUAI's thinking. And I'm just like, fuck, Tigers, whatever he's thinking, come back over the top with it, right? You need him to win a comp. You need him.
That's it. It makes the Jerome Buller situation a little bit trickier as well.
Yeah, the ream, I don't know what's happening there. He just seems a little bit busted. The shoulder, subluxing of the shoulder.
Yeah, I thought he showed some real toughness.
Oh, he's tough. There's no doubt.
I thought he was no chance last week.
I didn't know he did it last week.
Yeah.
That's 2 times in a row. So what that means is that you're stretching the ligaments. At the end of the year, he will need a fucking Uncle Rico. Which is fucked. Which at his size, right, and his age, he's young. He needs pre-seasons. He's a slender build. He's a fucking athlete and he's a freak. But upper body wise, his legs are like fucking Winx's legs, like horse leg, fucking just boom, athletic. Yeah, I remember when I met Usain Bolt, right? I met Usain Bolt and I saw him and I said, there's like a big racehorse. That's what they look like. They're just fucking primed. I remember just looking at his legs and holy fuck, and he was getting a massage and shit. I was like, ugh, God. No wonder he's the quickest man in the world. That Dream Buller's legs are fucking like that, but his upper body's still like a fucking baby, right? So he needs a couple of pre-seasons under his body. The shoulder, Rico. And you can play with a sublax all year. You got that strap around. JT played with fucking straps like a. He couldn't do it. For 10 years, JT was like that. Still throwing cutouts.
I still have issues with it now, because I didn't rehab it properly in the off season. I played, ended up missing, not as tough as Dream Bull. I ended up missing like 6 weeks. And
there's different levels, but some where you can't do anything.
Yeah, and then I returned, and the weakness in my shoulder because I didn't rehab it properly is still probably the biggest problem that I have life after footy.
So what do you reckon they should do? What's
it would be, and the positives would be for PNG. It would be out of the 3 new clubs. I'm talking Perth Bears, I'm talking Dolphins, and PNG Hunters. It would be
Chiefs.
Oh, as a Chiefs, sorry. Yeah, they're the Hunters in Queensland Cup. They're a Chief. No, are they the Hunters as a national team? Anyway, someone will correct
I think
me.
you're right, Queensland Cup.
Yeah. Help me out, chat. Is that what they say, all the cool
They
kids
do.
now?
That's what the cool kids say.
It would be the biggest signing out of all three clubs if they were able to finalise this deal.
They need to sign him. He's
Be
like,
huge.
there's some fullbacks out there, right? That you're like, yeah, okay, I could let him go. He'd be all right. But then you got a 10-year fullback there who's only going to get better. He's only scratching the surface.
No, we're talking about Jerome. If they would, the Jerome part of it. I mean, if PNG were able to get... this has been about Jerome the whole time?
Yeah, I know. I was just talking about Buller for a little bit. I just thought because Buller ain't been signed.
Yes. No,
Yeah.
I was sorry. I was comparing...
Oh, if they don't get fucking LUAI there, this is stupid.
Yeah,
This is
okay,
right,
gotcha,
mate. I'm all in for the LUAI. Yeah. I'm just like Buller's the one. I'm like, you signed that man ASAP. I'm not sure what's going on there with the cap. They haven't got any big dogs they haven't got any big dogs off contract yet. But in a year, I reckon they're going to have that Fainu.
See, so here's where I think Dewey would have got big money.
Dewey would have got 750.
He'd signed.
Yeah,
right?
when he was
We talked about his signing last year. And I felt remember that game against the Dogs? I believe they signed him after that game, right?
$3 million he got.
No. So listen.
He fucking played that good.
No, listen to this. So it was up in the air for a while, and this was just before Richo had finished.
Yeah.
And I believe I'm getting my timelines right, but
No. He would have.
By the way, sometimes people criticize us when this is off the cuff stuff, right? So I believe Richo, he ended up getting it done that week because Richo was still there because he just blitzed them and they were trying to get signed. And then he extended further in the off season after he finished.
I think he's close to $1 million. I think he's 9. I reckon he's on 9.
I reckon your original number would be
850, 750.
I reckon 7.
No, I reckon he because he was holding off for a while. I reckon he would have went in. It's just like they would have went in at 750. I reckon he's coming at 950. Anywhere in between that, I reckon is, and that's what he's playing like anyway.
Fucking oath he is.
Yeah. So if he's got his money, he deserves it.
Yeah.
LUAI, do you reckon he picks up the phone to his old compatriot down at Penrith Panthers for a little reunion in PNG?
Who, Nathan?
No.
I don't think he has to do that. Did Shamus rule that out already?
No, he ruled out Ivan.
He did too.
Oh, I don't know. You can't. They get those two.
Anyway, that's
rumor
stuff.
Sorry,
while we're in the weeds, I thought I'd dig a little
it would
deeper.
be nice if both those
It
two
took you a while
went
to
to.
get it.
I've been waiting like this.
If both those two went because of Nathan's relationship with what was her name? What's her name?
Mary.
Mary, the fucking
fella.
yeah. She's.
Oh,
New
yeah,
Guinea.
she's Kumul. Yeah,
she's New
Papua
Guinea.
Yeah.
So that's why everyone.
heritage.
So that's where everyone keeps connecting it.
But Cleary keeps not shutting anything out either.
Well,
so
we don't give a fuck. People don't care about the media or anything. He does what he does.
No, I believe, why would he?
Yeah, that's my point too.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, why would he even shut it down?
People talking about it as a bargaining tool. Every time someone mentions a club, not like he needs it anyway, because his number's pretty much going to set. He could go to every single club. He could go to Penrith and go, give me this, and they'll do it.
2 mil. No, he's gonna get 2 mil. So he's going to be the
move
first.
their cap around to account for anything that him and even like Yowie.
He'll be the first $2 million player ever.
Unless KALYN Ponga is, because he's extended. Let's get to it. KALYN Ponga. The Knights have received a massive boost with skipper KALYN Ponga shunning rival clubs and different codes to ink a 3-year contract extension with the club.
I feel like he's off contract every fucking week.
No, but he's not.
Yeah, I know. So they talk about his contracts for years. I'm like, he keeps signing 5 and 4 and 3 and 2. How old is he? 40?
Tongue in cheek, Lukey. This is why I don't often talk about rumor stuff, because how many times has it been brought up with media when they
all the time.
They've been putting him in an All Blacks jersey,
that's me
they've been putting him in a
subconsciously
Roosters
going.
jersey.
I'm like, is he just off contract every second year? No, he's not. He just signed a 4-year deal fucking 4 years ago, didn't he?
Well, there you go. So he's extended for another 3. He's already signed until the end of 2027. Everyone had been linking him to the Roosters. Everyone had been linking him to the All Blacks. They thought that he was unhappy. However, he has decided to ink a guaranteed deal to the end of 2030 with options in favour of the club for 29 and 30 when he'll be 32. So
only
it's
32.
It's a club-friendly deal. This is a huge tick for Newcastle. This is a huge tick for, in my opinion, A huge tick for Justin Holbrook. It's an equally a big tick, I believe, for Dylan Brown. I think the way that those two have connected, even though they haven't played a shitload of footy together to start the season, he can see something that he maybe hasn't seen in the last couple of years. So
I know they got pumped yesterday, but I saw glimpses of that. Dylan Brown, 2 clean line breaks. Look how fucking fast he is, man. It's awesome to see that. Just there and their young back rows, the middles, the 9, the wingers. It's like there's something building there. Yeah. It's one little piece missing.
Fletcher Shutt's on one leg too.
Yeah, but that man there, full strength Newcastle side, should be making the 8. So well done to KP. It's good. Great for the game. And what I did see a Instagram thing of why he chose New Zealand. With his sister going over there and realising how strong the culture was in their family, and it really rubbed off on him. And I'm not sure if older or younger, but she come back
younger.
Yeah, she come back really like sort of felt it, right?
Connected to culture.
That's the difference, right? When you're from that Māori sort of background, Tongan, Pacific Island, everything like that. When you go back home, and and even when I was younger, you didn't realise until you were a young man. To go, fuck, this is home. This is where I belong. This is why I am what I am, right? This is my lineage, my fucking culture, my DNA's from here and everything like that. And same as when you go back home in New Zealand, you feel it straight away.
Definitely.
And then, his younger sister must have felt that. And I think KP's rubbed off on KP. And then that's why that was one of the main reasons going to New Zealand.
Shout out to Keegan Hipgrave, Keegan and Friends podcast. He's had him on a couple of times. KP's been awesome over the break, and he's done a fair. You can tell he's really comfortable with who he is and where he's at.
Same as Nathan Cleary. It takes him a while, mate. When you get put in that limelight straight away, and you get so much pressure put on you about being the fucking big dog all the time, the best player in the world. There's so much pressure on these young guys, and when they know who they are, and they know how they can play, they know what sort of person they are. They're happy with themselves. Then they can sit there on a podcast and just talk openly. It's hard to talk when you're 22. You know fuck all about life. Even them now, they're still young. They just know a little bit more about themselves.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
So it's good.
Yeah, good signing for the Knights and a good signing for the Dragons. They've been in the wars to start the season, but they've got a couple of big signings here. So I think it was announced on Friday potentially after their game. Did they play Thursday night?
No, they played.
I think it was
Saturday, wasn't it?
So that was announced. I think Friday.
It was before the game on Friday. So they played the Sharks and beat the Sharks on Friday night. But Drinky is officially
it was the first
a Dragon.
Game, Jesus.
They've lured him down. So after weeks of speculation, he signed a 3-year deal with the Dragons. So that's a great signing. Gutho's recruitment worked.
Yeah,
Talked about that last week. And also Phil Sammy. He'll be joining the club on a 3-year deal as well. So
I rate him.
So do I. I think this is a
back five. Back five. They've been awful this year. St George, really bad. And Philip Sammy's play twos outstanding. Yep. Drinky's he just plays. Everything's a play for him, right? Everything. There's no play off. He's just like, you want to fucking come in and jam on me, I'm passing the ball, right? There's no rule, and I'm thinking that's a great sign. I never thought they would have signed Drinkwater. I never thought anyone would want to go to the Dragons at this stage. But I'm like, do you know what I mean? Like this is at the bottom of the barrel, the Dragons are. Drinky's fucking here. I'm not sure what he was thinking. He would have had a hell of a lot of other offers to go to. Yep. Would have been a money thing. So he got 900 from the Dragons. Yeah. So they're saying, who knows?
It's good money.
It's great money at that point for a person who hasn't played a rep game or anything like that. Doesn't mean that he's not that level, but it's a lot of money. I'd just say what would North Queensland had tabled him at the start? So just say when he first went from Melbourne to 300? 250, 300. Yep. Then the next deal, 5-6.
5-6, yep.
Then the next year, I reckon they've offered him 650, 7 because they need to upgrade other people.
Yep.
And he's just like, I think he's at the back end, 28, 29?
He is 28.
Yeah. 3-year deal, 900.
That's turned 29.
900 a year. Still in his prime, I reckon.
He could still sign another big deal after.
He's got another year. Yeah, 100%. So, but I don't think they were willing to sign him. I don't think they were willing to put that much money out for him because of Purdue. That's the only reason. If they did not have Purdue mainly, but
yes,
I think if they didn't have Purdue to go slot straight into number one, and they've always got outside backs fucking everywhere, right? But to replace a fucking gun fullback like Drinky would have had to be a person like Purdue, who's 20 years old. You got 10 to 15 year player right there. Nearly not in his peak yet. Couple more. He's fucking being a future Origin player. It's a no-brainer. It's a business decision, right? So I think they both would have come in and just went, what do you got for me? Drinky would have went, what is the max you can get to? And they're like, 700, 650, maybe 700. He goes, well, we're getting offered 900, 950. I've got to go. I've got a family. I've got this. I've got that. They've shook hands and just gone, thanks for your fucking work because you've been one of our best.
Yeah.
Changed the culture. You fucking put us up there. I think it would have been very amicable.
Oh, you were just sort of talking about the Dragons backline. Yeah, it's been good, really good. I know he played awesome. Setu too.
Yeah, it's fucking nice. Yes.
Setu 2's been a great story to start the season. Got dropped, been back in the last couple of weeks.
I agree.
I think he's been their standout.
Yeah,
back.
I like Moses Sully still.
Yeah.
I like Sully. And they'll recruit. They'll recruit. They'll be better. They need to we'll break their game down a little bit later.
on.
But, obviously the coaching will be changed, the style of play that will be changed. I'm pretty much sure from now. But you need those quality players, man, who can. It's gone are the days where you can just run hard and tackle hard. Yeah, you remember back in the day, like just say when I was playing, just get back to the basics, just run hard, tackle hard, and then complete your sets, and you might win the game. Fucking no way, because the other team's doing exactly the same. You better be able to execute and play football at a high level and play every play and be fit as hell and to be, that's how you win games. You can't just be like, because if you went off that, Dragons will win most games because they fucking run hard and tackle hard.
I'll tell you another team, it's a favourite of mine. I was watching them on the weekend going, what's happening with this team?
The Finns.
Fins up. They're struggling with it.
Yeah.
Because
and
they want to play physical brand.
That was one of the best games of the week.
Yeah.
It takes it out of you.
Yeah. But I think, we'll get to it a little bit.
Yeah, we'll get there. We'll break games down into a little bit more detail on how how teams are winning more games than the other teams that seem like they're fucking trying so hard. They're just getting pumped by the end of it, right? It's just like, I sort of got my take on it.
Hey, this is a nice message as well from just before we move on. I got this one before we get onto the games. Mace's old stomping ground. Say, g'day, fellas. This one comes from 1994. JKW. L1 from day 14 got the call up due to an injury crisis. So he's a late bloomer for the Levels Network. Sorry, a little bit of a story for you boys. I grew up in Toronto, Mace's old stomping ground. For a couple of years, we lived next door to Mace's family in Europe. Probably around the 04-05 time. Right. I remember kicking the footy in the cul-de-sac with Rodney. Sometimes I would come home from Birraban school to an empty house and knew straight away that mum was next door with Sonia having a coffee. So even as a diehard Parra fan since birth, I've always had a lot of respect for Mase, as I knew you'd be down to earth and how normal his family were. Sonia was always kind to me and loved to yarn with mum. Love the work, fellas. Keep it up.
Oh, that's nice.
I love all these family stories that we get from people like.
It's pretty nice.
With
he's right on too, because some people are full of shit. That's exactly the same fucking street.
Yeah. So,
spelt right. You were close.
Awesome. All right, let's get to the Tigers 33 defeating the Raiders 14. We talked a little bit and previewed this game or reviewed this game slightly when talking about the Jerome LUAI news before. So if it's a little bit shorter than the usual breakdown, that is the reason why. But Leichhardt was rocking. Royce Hunt with a 30. What about some of the tries?
40. Give him 45, I reckon.
So there were 3 or 4 tries, which we'll get to in a bit.
Who put him through? The 12.
It was 12.
Yeah. He's got that in his game.
Yeah, he's playing well.
He'll square up.
We talked about this in the car. I'd already written down in my notes. The physicality of this team right now at the Tigers is noticeable.
Yeah.
Benji alluded to it, that's not always something that was reflected with his playing group.
Nah, fuck no.
But he made an emphasis in it over the break, and they're not really, there's not a number of hitters in the team, but it's the way they run the numbers.
But they defend in numbers, mate.
Yeah. For me, the physicality that they show is with the way they run. Now, a couple of their players got licked because of that. Luke Laualili got smoked by Dane Laurie.
Fuck it, mate. Yeah, I love it.
Dewey got rocked by KO Weeks on a break, but it's because they're running to run through. And sometimes when you
it's a collision sport, mate.
When you run with that intent, you're going to get licked. And
I fucking love it.
Yeah.
I love it. And the Tigers' DNA has never been like massive defense or anything like that. They've always had a very high skilled team.
Yes.
They've got a bit of a beautiful match going on right now, right? Where they'll fucking pump you if you run straight. You go run into fucking Terrell May or Bolle or Alex Twal.
KP Sports put on a couple.
Hey, KPP and fucking Fainu on the edge. You're going to get it. Then if you want to run it Appy, you're going to get it because he's the one who's going to get you around the legs. I'm like, fuck that team. Dewey, I'm like, he can beat, like Dewey would be my main guy to get at. He's a good enough defender. Only reason because he does so much in attack. He's got to be fucking fatigued somewhere.
So you want to fatigue him?
I want to fatigue him, but he's fit as fuck. He just doesn't stop. LUAI, good luck. Terrell May will lick you outside him. And then you've got the other side, Lamacassini, and then you got fucking, who was the other centre there? Who played
So
because
Macassini didn't play.
he didn't play Macassini, so Staffatoa, right? And you've got the Laoliti,
Yeah, he's playing awesome.
Taruva,
yeah.
and then Buller, right? So that's your starting 13. And you're like, okay, where do you run? Just fucking straight through the teeth of him, yeah, boom, boom. Nah, Fainu will bash you on the edge. The other KPP will bash you on the other edge. Their middles attack in numbers, and their line speed is outstanding. And then in attack, that back five coming out of yardage when the Raiders were putting up some pretty good kicks and winning the field position, it was going back and forth, They couldn't keep up with the Tigers' back five because Taruva, I'm not sure, check how many meters Taruva, I reckon he made 250 plus. Would have been close anyway. But those runs were that tough because they were coming out of yardage and they were absolutely getting pumped. On the third tackle, they probably made like 20 meters. Him on the fourth, 20-meter run. Do you know what I mean? Like he just got him out of, or Laoliti. Like they were coming at you so fast. Or Taylor May. Like I'm like, God damn, that's a hard team to get.
Taylor runs so hard.
And then the fucking great kick right in the corner. Dewey putting whatever kicks he wants up. And then you got LUAI with precision. And then the chase down. They're building something very, very special out there.
They've got so many great contributors, and we talked about at length about how important Jerome's been for this playing group, and I think it's been really important for this guy. I've always loved Adam Dewey, but even
he's never put enough games together.
I couldn't envision this version of him. Like my favourite part of his game, he scored a couple of tries and he
competes everything.
It feels like he's in full control, Mase. Like it feels like he plays really quick, but it feels like he's in slow motion, and that's a great sign. When he went down the short side, before he got licked by KO Weeks, he identifies on the last tackle. There's an opportunity.
That was a beautiful hit. Sorry. KO Weeks.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So I'll just break it down. So do you remember when the winger scored and Timoko was coming across and then I think Laoliti just stepped off his left?
Yeah.
Look where fucking Timoko's shoulders were and legs facing the sideline. Do you have a look what KO Weeks did? Hips nice and square, just ran straight into him.
Oh, okay, good.
That's the difference, right? And a good defender there. Like Timoko was already running there. He just gave him that space. Always keep your hips square as you can.
Okay. Awesome.
Oh, and then I saw that. I said, like when you slow that down, he was facing this way, but his leg just planted that way, and then Dewey just ran in. He fucking got him good. Beautiful hit.
Got him a beauty.
Just technique, kids.
So he goes down that short side. He's playing that. It's eyes up footy, but it's not just doing it for the sake of it. You get the look that you want. You take advantage of it. And then the setup for the field goal, like to make it 13 plus at one point and just apply scoreboard pressure. He gets a look early on, doesn't like it, ends up running, puts in a kick in. I think it might have even gone dead. Whatever. Anyway, it didn't matter. Or they end up, K Weeks ends up picking it out and gets out of the in-goal potentially. But he didn't rush it. My point is, Mase, he's playing with so much time and for a guy that
Maturity.
Yeah. I didn't think he had this in him as a half. I always knew he was a really good footy player.
We didn't know what till this year, I was like, just chuck him at lock. Then I was thinking, it'd be too much for him to tackle too much, right? It would take it out of him. If he was in the middle, it'd be a different game, right? Get Twile in there, whatever. You know, you can make do.
Make Dewey.
He can make Dewey. And then obviously Benji's seen enough of him, like, because I didn't see enough of him at South. And I haven't seen enough of him for the last 3 years because he's been banged up.
Yes.
ACLs, this, that. I'm like, fuck, what position is he? I know he's a footballer. I thought he was a 6. They bought LUAI. I'm like, fuck, they got 7 there. They had Brooks there still. I'm like, okay, where do you put him? I don't know. Is he too big for a 7? Is he not fast enough for a 7? Can he kick? Can he, like, a lot of fucking questions there, right?
Yeah.
Answer them all. I'm a fucking
box.
7. Leave me there.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah,
Love
really
seeing it.
impressive. And again, just because normally if you were getting to this point of your career, if it wasn't for the injuries, mate, I really think he'd be in contention for Origin. Like, he would be the perfect six-man bench player right now. I know there are a number of other guys that will have the jump on him. Don't get me wrong, right?
Yeah.
Most likely, if they go with Mitch and Nathan, like we're expecting.
If anything, it'd be game 2 if we get beat in game 1.
Okay. Yep.
Right?
Yep.
No, never for the first game.
Because I'm looking at a couple of other, his partner in crime, Jerome, would be a part of, because of a six-man bench, you don't necessarily have to have a guy that plays multiple positions now. You can have a specialist half.
Interesting.
You can have a specialist hooker. I don't know how they're going to
I can't wait to get to this talk too, because I'm sort of like figuring it out how it's a tactic.
Yeah.
You need fucking that 18, 19 man. That is so important for your fucking.
The reason I bring it up though is because his teammate could be a roadblock for him. His opponent, even though he got injured and they pumped him, could be a roadblock. But he was easily the most important player on the field on Thursday night.
If you're going to pick from the specialists, I would have Dewey before LUAI, because he can play fullback, centre, halfback, 5'8", anywhere in the back line. Where LUAI, half and 5'8".
What about the argument with Strangey then, who can play more?
I'm definitely picking Strange before all of them.
Okay.
Yeah, before any of those guys, because I just think he's built for Origin. He's tough. He's gritty. He can play anywhere.
Yeah, he can play centre back row.
He's if you're picking of that sort of player, Strange is the man.
Yep.
Those guys will be applying pressure, but
I'm just thinking about people. Tigers fans are going to be, be disappointed
because they'll be just loving it because they're going good, mate. But
yeah, Dewey is playing, no doubt, is playing better than Strange this year. Strange's ceiling and what he could be, and he could be a long-term player for New South Wales. Is why you would pick him? Is that sort of?
Well, I just think he's been knocking on the door for a couple of years. You know, he hasn't had to the start of this year. Canberra's going pretty shit, right?
Yep.
At the moment, they wouldn't be happy where they are, but he's coming along the last couple of weeks. He got injured on the weekend. I reckon if he didn't get injured, this would be a different scoreline because I thought he was on. I think, and they had nothing else. Yeah, he was done. I love the commentators too. Oh, he's had a miraculous recovery. Yeah, it's called local anaesthetic, and you jab it in your ankle, and you go straight back on like a fucking machine. Yeah, but then it wears off. Yeah. Then that's fucking when he started limping around. Yeah. But that's how important he is to that team. Yeah, that's the only reason, because I know he's an Origin player. There's fucking different players, mate. Right? There's been a lot of players. Be careful what you wish for when you want to play Origin. You get out there, you get exposed, you can get your career on. There's been a lot. I'm not even going to name them, but some players is really good in club. Stick to club.
See, I also think the adversity that from what Dewey has gone through would serve him well in that arena. That's where I think. And I'm not saying it's a lock and all that.
He wouldn't let anyone down.
I know. Yeah. So I think I just think because of the slow start that they've had, now that he's been a little bit banged up, you know how we've got a high opinion of Strangey.
Strangey can make some damage off that bench, mate. And if you're looking at Dewey coming off the bench, he doesn't have that dynamic.
No, not come off the bench, Mase.
You want to start Dewey.
No. 18 and 19 cover.
Yeah.
Like he would be my...
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about with Strangey as well, yeah. Yeah, so it's just like, I just think, with Dewey, he doesn't have that dynamic. Like he needs to play 80 minutes to put impacts on games. That's what I think. Oh, okay. Right? I don't look at him as a bench player. Like I'm like, okay, well he has to warm into games where I could just say Strange, great leg speed, hits like a truck.
Okay.
Reminds me of a fucking like a young Jack Whiten.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? Like Jackie Boy when he was younger, mate, he would just fucking lick you. He can play 6, Jack, and 3 and 1 back in the day. So can Strangey. Strangey's only, if you need. And Strangey's he's one of the best defenders in the game. So if I'm picking my 18, 19, I'm fucking Strange, and then everyone else is like, if Strange is injured.
All right, let's get to the Raiders then. Well, Strange goes down early. Clearly wasn't himself. They had. So I
want to get back to Tigers. Bolle, Terrell May, fucking outstanding. Physicality off its tits. You're playing against Canberra. You're playing against Canberra.
Yeah, good shot.
Joey Tarps, right? He was about it. He come out after him, mate. They're young boys, mate. They're young boys. They're just like they're fucking in there, all under 25. Joey'd be close to 30.
Oh, yeah, but also the like you got Mariota, you've got Horsburgh,
the Bravos out there.
Smithies. It's a good physical battle.
They went at it, and this game wasn't one.
They don't like each other.
No, you could see it. And like I just saw that Tigers team just fucking stick it to them. And I was like, oh, it would be filthy, right? And then their outside backs were just...
You mentioned him before, Alex Twal. His form to start the season has allowed Terrell to get his match fitness back.
And he's got it now.
It's such a huge advantage for Benji right now because he has 2 80-minute back rowers in Samuel Afonu and Kai Piss-Paul. And he, if required...
Goes 80.
He has Alex Twal and Terrell May who can both play 80 if something was to happen in their rotation. They're only using Alex Seyfarth for
but that allows Bolle to unleash
and Royce Hunt.
And not save themselves, right? Where the last couple of years they didn't know what was going on, so you're sort of saving gas. Where Bolle's like he's getting told for the game, fucking unleash fury on everyone. I'll take you off when you're fucked, right? And he's getting to 25 easy. Yeah. They're pretty fit.
Yeah,
they are fit. That's the difference between these guys in the last couple of years. That's the difference in between that full pre-seasons with the whole full squad. Yeah. Everybody's on board. They're on the same level. They're one of the fittest teams in the comp.
It's also dominating field possession in the ball. And
it's a lot of that. It's a lot of that.
That as well. For the Raiders side of things, the strange injury didn't help early on. No Huddy Young, 2 week suspension. Simi Sasangi on captain's run. He gets injured. Big Papa, he's going to miss maybe a month. And then Noel Martin only managed 5 minutes after that. The hip drop from Uppy Carousel.
What do you think about that?
Lukey thought he was playing up for the penalty, but he was clearly injured. Lukey.
What
do you hate Noel Martin for?
What do you don't? What's he done to you?
Not a fan?
Not a fan.
Don't like his hair?
Not a fan of the arc.
I don't mind. So he come off after that, did he?
Yeah, he tried to get through it, and then he just after 5 minutes into the second half, he couldn't keep going.
It sucks. They missed him. And that's crucial. Injuries to Huddy, who's their best player, and Sasangi, second best player.
No, Huddy's suspended.
Okay, well, fuck, he's still missing them, right? Bang, bang. Fucking Big Papa's out. Like, they're big, like, they're massive, like, parts of their identity and culture, right? When you look at the team list, like, Big Papa's out there. No, Youngie, like, Youngie's fucking... Yeah. Youngie's playing like he's annoying. He's going to get into me all game. He would have been against Fainu. He would have been in his face all fucking day.
Who's that? Hudson
Young. Or was it opposite KPP? So it's like he would have been underneath him. Perfect tackle tech. Forget that 6'6" good down. He would have been into him, right? Just fuck.
That's Dewey's side as well. So he would have got.
Yeah, he would have been annoying. He's and he's the best left side fucking back rower in the game at the moment. So missing those guys. Sungy as well. Arguably one of the best centers in the game. Big Papa, just his presence, and missing Noel Martin. He's a big 6'4" angry little fucking country boy. Wants to bash everyone. So all those played into this, but at the end of the day, Tigers, fucking outstanding.
Tom Starling.
Yeah, I love that dog.
Tom Starling. I love him. So I think it was like the 20-minute mark. Taylor May picked him out and went straight into his chest, and very rarely for a small guy does he get put on his ass. Then 2 tackles later, big bro Terrell went straight into him as well and fucking rattled the cage. There was a bit of I watched him in back play. Yeah. So it was the last tackle. They put in a kick. Terrell gives him a bit of a spray.
He's got a bit to say, old Starling.
Guess what? He got both of them in the second half. He got him like he got him as good as you can get him.
Heard him.
Like both of them had to look up and go, fucking little.
Where did you come from?
Fucking little terrier.
Because he's fucking quick, right? And they time at these little fuckers, and most good hitters do, right? As soon as you get the ball, your main thing is catch the ball first. And as soon as you catch his in your ribs, you're like, oh, you little fuck.
It's such a tough one for me because I watched parts of Owen Paddy last year, and I'm going, man, this kid could be special. And Ricky's going through the tough love with him at the moment.
He's brought the best out.
But Tom Starling, like. If we were to go through, if we were to go through some of the hookers in the competition right now, I would have him over some other hookers that I think a lot of people love to watch skill wise.
Yeah.
Because he's just fucking as tough as they come.
Easy go. And I think Owen Paddy's brought the best out of him.
Yep, agreed.
Because I reckon a couple of years ago when Owen Paddy was coming through and he's like, Starling was decent night.
Last year was
but he was playing off the bench and all that kind of stuff. And he went, fuck this. It's my spot.
Yeah.
You earn everything.
He had a year where he struggled when Hodgson retired or went to Para,
Yeah, he come off the bench a fair bit. They didn't know what to
else
do.
was
They didn't
competing
know
with him?
what to do at 9.
he had Levi in and out
Yeah,
for his season, and he was the starter, but it was like
It was him and
not
Levi.
guaranteed. But last year he just fucking was
Mine.
awesome. And him and Taruva continued after full time. I don't know if you've seen that as well.
Yeah, they did.
They continued their push and shove after full
Taruva.
time.
He loves it, eh?
I
He loves it.
those two would love to be. They're the type of guys that would love to be teammates once they
Yeah.
become teammates, but hate each other when they're on
Fucking-
the opposition.
The wingers are the worst for this shit. They start everything.
Let's get to the Cowboys 46, defeating the Sharks 36. There was chat throughout the week that around Payton not having an extension yet. So let me go through some of the stats for Todd Payton that we've talked about before. So when he arrived, they were in a shambles. They were 15th of 16 in 2021. The following year, they finished third on the table. They got all the way to the prelim and lost to the Eels before the Eels went on to play in the grand final. They dropped back out of the 8 in 2023 and finished 11th. In 2024, they got back into the top 8 with 5th. Lost to the second week of the finals to the Sharks or the Rabbitohs potentially. Beat the Sharks, lost to the Rabbitohs, something like that. Last year, they finished 12th, currently sitting at 8th. What would you do? Or what would you like if you're a Cowboys fan with Todd Payton? Do you think?
I like him.
Yeah.
I like him. He just... It's been inconsistent with they looked like they could win the comp a couple of years ago when they got fucking robbed by Para.
that
Para.
touchdown pass.
Yeah, I reckon that really...
You were at
fucking-
that game, eh, Lukey?
Yeah.
It fucking threw them off. You know what I mean? They were devastated. They were one play away from a grand final. And I'm like, that takes a little bit to get over.
To be fair, they wouldn't have won that grand final.
I know that, but still, you're in a grand
Still would have
final.
been nice to be there.
Yeah, it would have been nice. Would have been great for fucking for the club, for the whole region, everything like that. So,
Yeah.
but he's got them going. Like, but the next year you don't make the 8, and the next year you just went through his whole resume. Then it's like it's inconsistent, isn't it? Now he looks like he's got him back on track. And granted, the years that he has had him not making the 8, they've been injury ravaged, right? There's key pieces missing. It's like you can't fucking do that much with those guys. And they're still making they're just a couple of points off the 8. It wasn't like they're fucking bottom 4.
Yeah, well, from where they were when he first
Yeah,
started.
they've been around either making the 8, making the 4, or you've been 10, 11, 12, 13 or something like that. And even last year, just a bee's dick off it. Or did they make the 8 last year?
No, they missed. They were 12.
but-
The years that they missed, they were 11th and 12th.
So they were but 2 points off.
Yeah.
So he can it's only a couple of losses every year that stop them from making the 8. So
I also would say, even though I love him, and I think you'll agree with this as well, I wouldn't be extending him just yet.
no,
I think a big month of footy.
I would be because
if
I don't think there's many good coaches out there.
This is why I'd hold off on it.
Go on.
And different situation because I know they're probably doing better than what both Manly and Dragons were doing last year. But I feel like they rushed into both Flano and Siebes.
To sacking him.
No, they
Oh,
extended Flano and Siebes last year.
Yeah.
They neither of those coaches now coach their respective clubs. So
I understand that.
put together, I guess, for recruitment purposes as well. I'd imagine there's not emergency. There is what's the word? Urgency. There's urgency to get something done because they're going to have to start making some moves now that Scotty's Drinkwater's moving on. But
I don't reckon they'll make many moves.
over the origin period for a team that hasn't been considered like Melbourne, Penrith, even the Roosters, they're probably up there with the amount of players that they lose to origin every year.
Always. It's always about 4.
Ruben Cotter, Tommy Dearden are a lock nearly every year. Jeremiah's been a part of a number of...
That's how long he's been involved sometimes.
Talangi's been in and out.
Purdue might be in and out.
Purdue's a
Lukey
chance.
might be in and out.
Lukey's a chance.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm with you. I'd give it how long would you give it?
If he can get him in the top 4 before Origin starts, which is round 12, which is 4 weeks, then I would extend him.
Who's he managed by?
I think Moses. I think Isaac.
Yeah, fuck. I think he's the guy for that job up there. I just don't think there's anyone else.
Yeah, there's not a.
Well, I said something about.
Well, who's
Dean
left
Young.
in the merry-go-round? Like, there's been.
BA.
Yeah, that's the big one, isn't it?
That's
I
the big
guess?
one.
But you're not really shifting the house for BA still.
I
Fair?
think he made a few I think he
Not
made it.
super appealing to the average fan.
No.
I love him.
Oh yeah, I agree with
Yeah,
you.
I love him, but the average fan, that's not gonna. I don't think a fan base is gonna get super excited for a guy like BA until they get the results.
I think he's done enough up there in the last 5 years. It's been 5 years.
Yeah,
5 years to show the fans, the players, they know his culture, they know what he wants. You know, you and these little run-ins with Taumalolo and seems to be working now because Taumalolo's getting the best out of it. He's getting the best out of Taumalolo. He's got Dearden coming through. I mean, obviously he's lost Drinky, but he's got the best footy out of Drinky. Like Hylam Lukey, you got like Nanai, Taulungi. They all seem to be like, you know, playing some of their best football. And they all seem to be in their prime.
They brought in Blake Green in the off-season.
Oh, yeah, Greeny's there. Yeah, Greeny's the assistant coach. I don't think Greeny right now, as much as I love Greeny, went to high school with him.
Yeah.
Again, that name right now, like I feel like Greeny would benefit by being under Todd Payton, Payton getting extended, the Cowboys going on a run, and Greeny getting a run elsewhere. Just because Greeny's just come from the Knights. So
No, I think Todd's done his time up there. I reckon if they could just keep going how they keep winning, obviously it just makes his case bigger and bigger and bigger. I think they're playing a brand of football that I think is outstanding.
Yep.
Like I've been watching the game a fair bit. Obviously I watch every game, but like I try and look at little trends, right? I watched the Cowboys score, 3 tries in like fucking 10 minutes on the weekend? And we'll have a bit of a chat on the way over here. So like there's a lot of teams that always like seem to get to like just say the outside post on the inside hash line, the dash line, whatever you call it, right?
Yep.
And then they go for a long shift. They try and look for a long 4 or they look for a long. So you see the fullback there, and then you got 6. So it's pretty much 7, right? And then if you get if you get a block and then a halfback and all that sort of shit, but because the middles are so onto this shit already, they're coming straight up and they're putting so much pressure on the 7, and then the block, and then the fullback out the back, and then they know what's going on.
So what's that doing? Is that shutting down the move before it eventuates?
Yeah,
Is that what it is?
they're too good. Some of these defensive teams like Penrith. Most
Even your system.
our system will shut you down, right? And so because they're small and they're small and they attack really fucking fast, like they're off the line so quick. What these teams, especially the Cowboys and even the Sharks, are trying to combat this with, instead of going from the numbers line, right,
Which is a wider field.
they're going from the black dot. So
which is the middle of the field.
So they're looking for where's the fullback going? You still got 2 markers. So you got 5 and a 6, right? Depends. And the 6 is an optical illusion, right? Because that's the fullback.
Soft 6.
So the fullback's just trying to sweep, all that sort of shit. So a fullback like Drinky and that will stay right behind the ruck. So just say if you've got a lead runner, right, you try and take the markers and you try to take A, and then you've got the halfback out the back, and then you've got the fucking back row running, and then you've got Drinky and then centre winger. So it's pretty much a 6-on-5 all the time.
So it's a block from block for a block from the 50%.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or they just go wide ball from the 9 to the 7 who's already sitting outside B.
Yeah.
And then you just got a lead, and then you got the fullback out the back, hands. So you turn in a 5-on-5 into a 6-on-5 because of the fullback.
Well, it starts off as a 5-on-5, but it very quickly becomes
because the 6, and then like if you've got silky hands like most of these guys are, Dylan Edwards and Penrith, and that do it awesome, right? But they can do it. They can do it from a long 6 as well from the outside post. But people are getting onto that straight away because they know they've got to just get to Cleary as quick as you can.
Here you go. Do you think it's because there's more mobile forward packs?
There's more mobile forward packs and everybody can move. What at middles, we just need to be flying over 10 to 15 metres, especially 5 metres. Obviously, fatigue gets in there and everything like that. The back ends of games, you can't get to them. But when the only reason why they go for that long shift from the 9, if you're at the black, is because it cuts the middle out. You can't. The middle and marker cannot get to that halfback. They do it to like. Cleary stands there all the time. Good luck. A and B pretty much might as well be out of there. So how do you combat that in defence? Right? like it's hard because you're going to get your foreman nearly outside because all Cleary has is a middleman on his inside.
Yeah.
Right? And he's still got, they all stand in these staggered little lines, right? And they know exactly where to go. And then Dylan Edwards or Blaze Talangi's out the back or whatever it is. But you need to really have really good line org from your fullback. So the middles are just stuck there. 2 middles, 2 markers. There's 4 fucking players there.
So the pass is just beating them.
The pass is beating everyone. Then you got A, B, and then the 3-man that they're getting at. So it's fucking hard to defend. And that's what that's what the Cowboys did to the Sharks to get back into that game. Talangi scoring 3 of those tries from simple, just great hands. And it was all from Black. And if they break it down on the back row, they'll go back to Black and then they'll see where the weakness is and then they'll go again.
So are they getting to that middle part of the field?
To split it.
There's 5-5 split where with the fullback presenting an extra number, they're waiting to see which way the fullback goes, and they've got shape to go either side.
Yeah, because most of them, that's usually around about 10 metres out too, because 10 metres out, you've still got 2 markers, right? If you're 5 metres and shorter, it's always 1 marker, so you can have that extra line. So it's always 10 metres, right? So they're the rules. They're the rules. So you can have these 2 markers for a waste of fucking time, pretty much, because and when you got Drinky, and you got Clifford, and you got Lukey, and then you got Dearden, and you got Drink. So Drinky just sits in the middle, and most teams are doing this sort of shape now because you can't do it from a long shift sometimes, unless when it gets in the later parts of the game when you're just not fit enough to even get it. You're not fit enough, not quick enough to put pressure on the Clearys, because they're so deep and they're in such good shape against Brisbane, against Penrith, against all these great teams. It's hard to defend against, and they'll always get you on the edge. So it's always something to look at. The Cowboys do that a lot. And if I was the Dogs, I'll be looking at that a fair bit. And the line org, I shouldn't say that, no.
Organize. No, I was about to say you're doing some.
And I'm just saying, if I'm the Dogs, I'll be looking at that where the Cowboys love to attack from, because not many teams like to attack from the black.
No, not nowhere near as much.
Not as much as I saw that, and when they saw that, I fucking love it too, because you even it out. And if you've got such good ball players on both sides, and everyone's got great ball players and great edge back rowers.
Yeah, but you got to have 2 genuine half.
You got to have it, You got to have Clifford, and you got Clifford who's played outstanding, and Did and Drinky, and a guy who's throwing lasers to you, Marnie. Right, so it works, and then you got back rows like Lukey hitting them there, and you got Tal Malolo was a great fucking decoy, Cohen Hess. So if you want to fucking think you can come up and go push out, bang, hit the front guy. Fuck you. You have to. So these genuine lead runners have to hold A and B in. And you have, if you're in the middle, you can't just go off, because the 9 just comes out and goes bang.
Well, let's get to Reedy.
Oh, yeah, I see something there about him.
Yeah. You know how much I love Reedy. Lukey loves Reedy as well. We've been a fan of him. The carry-on that sometimes he has in games just can spark a team. When he got up and scored that try over Kafusi, who's an ex-teammate of his too, by the way.
Oh, yeah, the Parramatta guy. He used to play for Cronulla.
Yeah. So when Reedy went over and scored the try, he sort of gets up and just like staunches him for no reason.
And I'm sure Kafusi's a very low-key sort of brother.
Kafusi didn't react.
The Juice didn't know what was going on.
Yeah. Didn't react, sort of just got up. Sharks teammates come in. I think Nico got a little bit fired up. But then I think sometimes he gets in his own head as well, because he had 2 errors straight after halftime, and then the Sharks get back on a little bit of a mini roll, get themselves back into the game. Todd Payton ends up, pulling him from the field a little bit later on, because at the start of the game, he was unreal.
Awesome.
I don't know if he needs to be able to rein this in, because you don't want to lose that fire, but you're also
smart, mate.
You just got to be a little bit smart. And I believe was the reason they moved on from him from the Bulldogs. So I think, when you look back on it, he was a huge part of rejuvenating the fan base and playing with aggression and always, wherever that line is, Reedy always just crosses.
You could do this 20 years ago, you could do this. Yeah. Because you can get in a fight and ease it all up. Yeah. But not now. Like, you can just be a little shit.
But it also fires up.
Yeah, no. It does. It does, because they start, you're exactly right, because they start going, fuck this little prick. I'm going to get at him in defense, right? Put your absolute maximum effort to try to hurt him. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it can go both ways.
Yeah, for sure.
He's got to, and that's something where
Can he rein it in?
I could expect that from
At
a
this point in his
2 or 3 year player. Like second, this is his 5th or 6th year in the game.
I think
Longer than
more.
that.
More?
Yeah.
I'll find it.
I think he debuted in 21 or 20.
So I reckon he played 3 years at Para. 3 years
2018 he
at Dogs.
debuted.
2018 for who?
Parramatta.
Oh, okay. Well, he didn't really hit the scene till 21.
No, I read the stats out before. So the rough first year, he played like half a dozen games. They were shit. They got better the next year, 2019, 2020. They started going a bit of a run and got
21 is when he made the Queensland side, and then he went. They released him as 19th man.
Fuck
he got
time
injured.
flies. Sorry, Reedy. Yeah. Jesus Christ. I love Reedy as a human. I love him. He's a good little fucking... He's a goer. He's a goer, mate. But like that is the detriment to his game sometimes, right? It's beautiful at the start. Like he played this game perfectly at the start. And then if you've got someone like Sonny Luke coming off the bench, you can get fucking taken off straight away.
Well, Sonny played good when he came on.
Yeah, he's good. He just needs to
doesn't want to get
rein it in a little bit. Just a fucking little bit, mate.
A little bit of Olivia Dean.
Yeah, just rein it in, mate. Olivia Dean yourself.
Thomas McKaylee.
Love it.
He's on. I've written this down. I think he's on a Nafahu White run right now for the Cowboys, where last year he was the most improved. I know JT's putting up old school JT numbers, but just nowhere near the impact of, when he was the most dominant player in the game. I think McKaylee's quickly becoming their most important middle. I know it's a huge call, and I know you got.
I've been liking what I've seen for the last couple of years.
You know what it reminds me of, Mase? It reminds me of when Jared Hargraves passed the baton to Nafahu White.
Yeah,
he's still the OG, right? And there's a place for him, and he's still putting up big numbers.
Yep.
But I think moving forward, Thomas McKaylee is going to be the middle to take this forward pack forward.
Of course. I think because I don't think Thomas McKaylee's young either. I think he's like 26, 27.
Yeah, he's a bit of a late bloomer.
Yeah, he was down at the Tigers for a while.
He went over.
Yeah, I always thought he was very talented, but he had to fix a couple of little things in his game.
He was at the Tigers. He went to the Super League,
and then he came back.
And he's been at the Cowboys now for about 3 or 4
years.
years.
I like the way he plays. Good left arm carry, good leg drive, defends well. He's been coached well up there.
He's
fucking
fit,
runs. Yeah, that's the thing. He's match fit now.
He is.
Because before you couldn't get more than 10 minutes of quality out of him. He'd blow out.
Agreed.
So now you've got him, Cohen Hess, and Taumalolo in a rotation, and Griffith Neame. I like that. I like it. And if whatever team you're playing and everything like that, that's up to Big Rod Payton to sort that out. And he thought that Thomas McKaylee he deserved to start on the weekend. So he's not doing anything wrong. And I think that is the maturation process for Thomas McKaylee, right? Is to take that starting spot.
Their best periods are when him and JT are on the field together. If they can get more of them on the field together at long periods.
If they can both start, you can have Cohen Hess off the bench. He's dynamic.
Yeah.
And Griffith Neame. But you could start each one of those, and I wouldn't have a problem with it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a good. Yeah.
And that's a good problem.
Rotation.
That's a good problem.
It's a good rotation. Also, a solid return from Jeremiah and I as well. I thought, give him a month. Yeah. Give him a month, and this team could be even more dangerous. Yeah. They just defensively, they've got to fix up a few things. Let's get to the Shark side of things. Fitzy's been loyal to this group now for 2 or 3 years.
What do you need?
When I'm looking at the two teams that are struggling, that have a better roster or perceived talent than the teams that are winning games this year. The two teams that stand out the most are the Melbourne Storm and the Cronulla Sharks. And I was thinking about it watching this game, and this is even before we got to the Storm, but I anticipated the Storm losing that game as well. Heartbreak in the last couple of years. Now, the Storm have got all the way to the grand final and lost 2 grand finals.
Yeah.
The Sharks are similar. They've got all the way to the prelims.
Just as devastating, Nelly.
Almost.
Yeah, it's up there.
And lost in 2 prelims.
Yeah.
And do you think doubt's starting to creep in for both of these 2 rosters?
I think definitely.
For their ceiling, mate?
I think definitely Melbourne, but I think the Sharks still believe that they can get to the... like Melbourne's like, we got to the GF, we got beaten by the best team, and the Sharks are like, we're not even getting to the GF, we've still got a bit more improvement, and I think that we've made that little bit of a jump because Nico's playing better and all this kind of stuff, but then I'm like, you're still getting fucking 36 put on you, 46 put on you.
That's a great point, mate, because I think Nico's playing as good as
he's played the best footy he's played in years.
And he's suiting the rule changes.
Yep.
But fuck it.
What else is happening there, bud?
mate.
Like I
In and out.
like the middles.
Yeah.
I like everything about the middles. I love the back rowers.
Yeah.
The centers. I mean, like fucking Hero got like 4 tries.
They got
Like-
2 each.
I don't like
Talakai
Hiroti
got
and
2.
Talakai and this
Hero
and
got
that. I'm
2.
just like, where's the fucking
Weakness.
what's happening here?
Yeah.
Like, where'd the 46 league from?
There you go. This is my point.
This I don't fucking know.
This is my point, mate.
Those bad reads, man, when they scored, when they were getting them from the fucking black dot, they didn't know what was going on. They didn't have a clue. I reckon they threw new shape at the Sharks and they weren't ready for it. They weren't.
They're so confusing because I think maybe they've subconsciously feeling it where they know that they can't win a comp with this roster because of the heartbreak of the last 2 prelims.
But I look at their middle, so when I looked at those tries, and I'm like, there was no communication in. Like if I saw Dearden like play the ball, Dearden is 10 meters wide from the play the ball, and there's one person on his inside. Like the 2 markers can handle. One marker can handle the lazy. The A needs to push right over, right, and the second marker can cover all that stuff. There's no like,
Just get a wider space.
no like what is it called in NFL where you can call it audible?
Yeah.
Fucking move. We're getting skinned.
Yeah.
Like if we're the 3 men, bring them over. Bring one more over from the fucking other side. Like you know where they're going. There was none of that, and it's like they just went bang, 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 bang. Try.
I know Katoa played awful against he had a rough game against the Chooks over in Perth, but Sione Katoa and Britton Nikita have been so good for Fitzy for the last 3 years.
More than that,
And I think
They've been
that's a
great.
representation of another reason where they're just like, man, if he's not playing those, like Nikita's playing sparingly,
I don't like that.
Billy Burns is.
Billy Burns ain't playing lights out.
We did last year, and I think to start the season he did both him, but Wilton. Oh, I don't know.
They're like the Sharks are tough. They've always been tough. They defend good, and
They always every year they go through periods like this.
Always they go through periods, and then they sort it all out. And like you got to have Nickera back in your right side starting position.
Think so.
Billy Burns is a good player. He's like he can play off the bench, and like he can play lock. You know, you got Colhoun. Colhoun can fucking, he can switch back to the bench. Like he's a pure middle. You know, like Teague Hilton, he can, I don't know. Teague Wilton, he can switch back to move the back row a little bit because they're all similar players.
I wonder what he's seen from Nikita that he hasn't liked to start the season and last year.
I think he was a little bit busted. He was injured, but now a couple of times he was running those lines on the weekend. He looked pretty good. But you can't have similar players in the back row. They're all very similar. Switch it up.
Yeah. It's a wait and see. I wonder if they've got a bit of a run that they can go on as well because they're capable of that. They're really confusing to watch sometimes, and the reason I've sort of been low on them is because I feel like they go through, like all teams, but I think they've always had more talent than some of their results over the past
Here we go. They go Tigers next. Ooh. They go Rabbitohs. Ooh. They go Bulldogs. Ooh. They go Bye. And then they go Manly.
That's it. We always work in 4-week blocks. Yeah. So we're at round 8 now. Most of the teams would do this, where you look at block and
they want to win 2 from 4.
All three are winnable games.
And Sharky and Doggy's game is at Suncorp for Magic Round.
There you go. So they want to come out with 2 from. They want to be 2 from 3.
At least 2
with a bye.
Yeah,
which will give them 6 points. Next game is the Broncos 32 defeating the Bulldogs 12. This one comes from Jake Walsh. Congratulations, Horo on the Bubs. Sorry, Mase, but any team with Reynolds at half has a chance of winning. That man can kick the Dragons into the top 8.
This was I didn't see this game live.
Yeah.
I had something on in the city, and I was a little bit. And he was a Broncos supporter, and he showed me the score. It was 26-0. I thought it was my eyes or something like. It was 26-0 at some stage, just after halftime.
I thought they got a try.
No,
it might have been 20-6 or
26-0.
Shit, it was too.
Yeah. That's when I got shown the score.
Don't forget a 26-0.
Yeah.
I don't forget
Felt
that.
like Matt Burton scored before halftime.
And I looked at that and just went, is this fucking AI or some shit? I was blaming AI.
Do you know Lukey?
Fucking Lukey Stowe send you that? I was just going, get fucked. How? Like, and you know, when you watch the game when you get home, and I went, what the fuck is this? I get it. The Bronx were young and they're going to come out and fight and all that kind of stuff and whatever. Fucking, I've been in those positions before where when you got a better team, you're playing against a bunch of babies, you know what you're going to, you know what to do. You just fucking hold the fort for a little while and then quality will just take over. You can't let them score fucking 26 unanswered.
That's what they did to you guys.
Yes.
They held the fort early.
We had a fucking hell of a lot of opportunities.
Heaps. And they've done it in back-to-back weeks now. They've held the fort, and then Reynolds has kicked them out of trouble, kicked them to death. Game managed the fuck out of the game. And then whilst doing that and creating an arm wrestle, my man, your man, Ezra, has taken his game to a new level in the last couple of weeks. The way he's attacking those short sides and executing his... It's a very difficult pass. He plays flat and fast with fuck all tempo.
Yeah.
Because he just tries to run hard and whip the ball. To be able to whip the ball like he does now, I think he threw a forward pass in this game, which was an actual forward pass. He had a forward pass that was ruled against him last week to Shibasaki at the death in that game, which wasn't forward in my opinion. But for the most part, he's nailing that ball. And he's getting more opportunities to do it because guess what? Who normally throws it? The Wonder Boy at the back. Walshy. So Ezra
we said that ages ago. This is Ezra's time to shine.
Yeah.
This is it. And he's doing it. And he's doing it. Like, and it's just like, I watched the game. It's fucking like, because I already knew the score. I was just like, how did this happen? Like, I think I had a good chat with a couple of ex-middles of mine. And, when we were down, when I thought we were down on energy and when just say we were off a little bit, we had a few leaders in our team that could fucking get us back on track, right? Like if I knew we were off, after the first try or a set of 6 or whatever, your contact's a bit off and it's not fucking on. It's like next set, we start again or the next kickoff if they scored an early try. I don't think there's anyone in that starting pack that can go like Sam Hughes, right? He's young. Come here, we're not on fucking point. Bailey Hayward.
Can Leo eventually become that
Leo
guy?
can be that, but he's played 2 games. Or Salmon. Do you reckon any of those blokes are coming up to anyone going, we need to fucking nail the fuck out of this whole set of 6, like that leadership, right?
Can Preston do it?
No, not on an edge. Not on an edge. No edge. It needs to be middles, right? To set standards and fucking drill people through the fucking ground. The next set, I'm going to fucking score a first try. Everyone's getting it in that whole set of 6. They're not making it past the 40, right? I don't think there's anyone in that team at the moment that can bring everybody together. Fuck, I don't care about the outside backs or anything. Middles, this is our set and we just lay everyone out.
It's got to be Leo moving forward.
It's got to be Leo moving forward. I know that, but he's played 2 games, so I'm giving him a bit of a fucking rest.
No. So my thing is, you can't, and I'm not giving it to Leo in any.
No.
I'm saying that it's hard for players when they're new to a system to go in and just be that guy straight away out of fear.
Sam Hughes is playing fucking. It's his 3rd year. 3rd year. Salmon, 3rd year. You play lock. Bailey Hayward, you play in the middle. It's a fucking hard game. You're playing against the Broncos.
You know who goes after it the most to try to change the game?
Kurt Mann. Fucking Tupanua.
Yeah, Tupanua does.
Yeah, start that fucker. Just little things like that. Because you can't. When the next minute's 26-0, I'm just like, fuck. Because you can't change the tempo of the game. You can't change the energy of the game because none of them can do it at the moment, right? You put Max Kim back in there with Leo Thompson and I'm like, maybe you're talking to a different pack there. And maybe you start Tupanua. Then you fucking come out at some teams and you can front foot, front load and bash teams. Because I reckon Tupanua can do that. Or even if you start Kurt Mann and just say, I think Max King will be back pretty soon. And so Leo, Kurt Mann and fucking Max King and Bailey Hayward.
Max King was 1 week for that.
Maybe out for a bit, but they could shake it.
Well, here we go. Let me read this out from Alon from day one.
And I don't mean any disrespect to any of these middles or anything like that. But that's the difference in between. You read out any middles for any other fucking team, Penrith all the way down, and you're like, Leota can do that, so would Yowie, so would Kenny, right? So you go down to Canberra, you got Joey Tarps, you got Big Papa. You go to Melbourne, you still got Big Steph. You got these alphas, right, that can go, fuck this. This is our set. Manly still got it, right? Most teams have it. Tino's there. Payne Haas wasn't even playing, right? Most teams have got two alphas in the middle that fucking go, we need to own the middle. We don't own the middle. You can't do shit out wide, right? So it's just like we just need to get that sorted. Otherwise, we're fucking getting blown out by a fucking reserve-grade Broncos team.
Well, this one comes from L1 from day one. Normally, we would like to start with winners, but Mase always hijacks it when it's about the Bulldogs. So we roll with it because I love it. It's always what we do with the Bulldogs. This one comes from L1 from day one. Scope, massive congrats on the birth of your second child. I'm going to need you and probably Lukey to be a little bit more frank on this one because I get that Triple AG can't always say exactly what he wants. Well, L1 from day one, he just did. So I've got to take on it as well. As a Dogs fan, losing 4 of the last 5 hurts, but I'm trying to look at it properly rather than just blaming effort. The way you've spoken about the Dragons feels relevant. Attack bleeding into defence. We're getting field position, but not converting it. And you can see the energy drop when that happens. At the same time, I do think we've overachieved relative to the squad. Agree with that. The constant chopping and changing in key positions hasn't helped. But even if you isolate it, lock, halfback, 5'8", fullback, and stack those players against the rest of the comp, most of them are probably ranking in the lower tier. The one person people point to is Matt Burton, but honestly, I think he's a little bit overrated at 6. If you compare him to someone like Cam Munster, 23 tries his first, Burton's 8 last year, it's not even close in terms of actual output and influence. Burton has moments and a big boot, but he's not consistently controlling games or creating like the elite guys. Keen to hear your honest take. Is this just a roster ceiling issue or is this something structurally wrong with how the Dogs are playing? Now, let's start off with Matt Burton because it's one of the more recent points that you brought up right at the end. I'm never comparing Matt Burton to Cam Munster. That's not the type of 6 he is. He's a big body. He's more, even though Money is a runner also, Matt Burton is long kicking game, big body, and wanting to run as much as possible. That's why you buy it. He's like hybrid centre 5'8", but I still think he's a 5'8" and can play 5'8" with the right half. Now, what Ciro is trying to figure out and trying to work with this halves combination is what we're sort of currently seeing at other teams, and Jerome and Dewey are an example where the game's evolving and changing.
Very quickly.
Two running halves are the future. It honestly feels like that with the rules. Now, if you can get an outlier like Nathan Cleary, then you get the best of both. You get a Cooper Cronk type game manager with the running ability of or equal or can be as equal as to someone like Matt Burton because he's capable of doing nascent outlier. Like you can't – he's your prototypical build a fucking half in a lab right now. You get Nathan Cleary. But if you can find – if you had to pick between one or the other, even though there have been examples of game managing halves that have done well this year, like Jock Madden, like Tanner Boyd and a few of these players, I'd probably still lean towards more of a running half like Lachlan Galvin and Matt Burton.
Yeah.
But what you need to do is create momentum and get the runs on the board. And that's what the Bulldogs, they're just lacking in confidence across the board. I said it before, like a couple of weeks ago, even before the win, there's a little bit of a lack of connection, a little bit of a lack in confidence, and that's because they haven't had sustained success like they did last year with this
consistency.
They just need to get 2 or 3 wins, and you can see how much it means to the fucking Cowboys. Another example. Yeah. Watching them play for the first couple of weeks in the season, you look at them going, fuck, they could get the spoon. Yeah. Now all of a sudden, you watch the Cowboys on the weekend, and although they're leaking defence, you look at them going, fuck, could they sneak into the top 4? So a month of footy can change.
Yeah, I don't have any doubt in our team because of what I saw against the Bulldogs. I mean, what I saw against the Panthers, it's like, we can win the fucking comp if we get our shit together. This will be very disappointing if we fall off. Very, very disappointing as a club, right? And I don't think we will fall off. We just need to fix a couple of little things here and there.
Yeah, sorry, mate. I've cut you off there. What was...
No, I was just saying, like, with the Bulldogs right at the moment, you know, our fan base is very, you know, they're fucking crazy.
Passionate.
Very passionate. I love them. I love our fans. And I've told our players and everything like that. And, you know, this is what you get. This is exactly what you get. This is not the fact that you've lost. It's the way you've lost again, right? That's why you see all the people on social media, all this sort of shit saying blah, 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 blah. I get it. Whatever. Say what the fuck you want. But it's up to us, as you said about the Cowboys, to go, fucking hell, we're way better than this. We just need to execute, blah, blah, blah. We just showed 2 weeks ago we beat the most red-hot fucking team in the comp, Penrith. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, you can't just lose that in 2 weeks. Do you know what I mean? It's just like, what? Without our spiritual leader, Critter. I'm like, the fuck happened in the last 2 weeks? But this is how fucking tight this comp is. You slip up a couple of little things here and there. You go up against the Broncos. I'm not sure what sort of level that we were at. Was, you know, like we come out with we had a lot of opportunities, didn't execute, right? They executed everything and they end up scoring 26 unanswered points. Next minute you just go, fuck, how are we going to get out of this? This is what the NRL's like this time. If you don't if you don't rock up every game locked in for fucking 80 minutes, you will get dusted. It is like that. It is that tight. If you're not winning field position, if you're not dominating the ruck, you know, if you're not completing at a high level, if you're not attacking like every single set, and if you're just going one out, you're just going to get bashed. Like you just can't do that against any side. Every person who puts that NRL jersey on this every single weekend, they're ready for war. They love to play NRL. Like it's so hard to get to the NRL. You're in the NRL, and then you get opportunity like some of these young Broncos. Like fuck yeah. I know this side's going to be at the end, will be somewhere around the end of the year, so I want to be a part of it somewhere, right? So that's the attitude some of these young Broncos had. We come up there thinking, okay, we just need to fucking complete our sets, do this, this, and this, and we should win the game. That's what I thought as well. Just play at a fucking high level, completion rate, hit and hit and hit, and bash these little young fuckers into submission. That's my fucking go.
Structurally, I've got a couple of questions about the Dogs. You only scored 1 try when they had 12 players on the field because the other one happened when Preston Ricky was off the field with the Burton try. And that was when Hayward was linking up back through the middle. Turpin was at 9. Hayward gets in the 13 role. I've got a huge rap on Hayward. I thought he was going to progress a lot better this year. He's been underwhelming, but that shape back through the middle with him looks so much better than what he's been providing from dummy half. What do you think that is? Because I'd assumed...
It's a natural 6 and 7, that's why.
Yeah, but I thought that was going to translate to 9, and it hasn't just yet. What do you think?
I don't know.
Do you think he's capable of it at 9?
I think so. I'm just not sure how he's coached as a 9. Right? Is he coached to just off the ground?
Essentially, I don't know.
I think if you've got a couple of props like Payne Haas and a few real like people who want early ball, yeah. Other than that, I want to see a little bit of creativity coming out of 9, like Brayley. Robson looks like he's playing a little bit of creativity because once you generate speed in the ruck, the 9's got to be fucking flying. I don't want the 9 in there just passing it to Galvin and all this kind of stuff. Create stuff. Get outside.
Here's the confusing part. He's got pretty good acceleration.
Yes.
I love it when he engages with the marker. If I was a forward running off him, he's not a player. I've said this before. There are players that if they fucking want to get out and go, I'm going to, whatever it might have been, I forgot what the call was, where you engage the marker, get him behind the ruck, you go, no, early ball. He wouldn't be that guy for me. So I don't get it with Hayward. I'm watching Hayward going, why aren't the middles getting around him? Why doesn't he run more? Why doesn't he engage more? Because I think he's talented.
Some of our middles just want early ball, right? It's a talent to fucking hit that hole inside A, right? To engage your mark. I used to love that line. Love it. Get the markers, bang inside A. Yeah. Or I'd love the line, if it's a quick play the ball, get to A and I'm inside B, outside A. It's a fucking hard line.
I used to love playing with you. You do this one, Mase, where you'd start in like you're going to get beyond the A and then kick off.
Just kick off and then have support. We need to run in more than pairs, right? It's just attacking the ruck. All we seem to just say sometimes when the game breaks down or if it's a quick play or whatever, like Bailey just seems to be like,
just delivering.
Just give him the ball, like car pass. He's quick. He's quick. He's fast. He's got the skill set of a 6 and a 7. Yeah. I'm not sure what he's been getting coached as. And I'm pretty sure Ciro just wants him to fucking play footy. And that's the reason why Turpin started. Right? So Turpin's a genuine 9. He was playing some really outstanding football, Bailey Hayward, last year because he was coming on as a 13.
Playing this role.
playing the role that you just saw on the weekend. Yeah. And that's when we look pretty good.
But again, I know he can play that role, and I get that's a strength of his. But why doesn't I don't know why that doesn't translate to hooker when he plays hooker. It's weird. Anyway, let's get to the Broncos. They won. Let's get to Madge versus Ben Teo because their defense has been awesome since Ben Teo's left. So
that's fucking bad, eh?
The blow up that they had before the Storm game, has Madge been proven right again?
Yeah, he has. Does Madge ever lose?
Crack at Ben Teo, but for whatever, if you know what it's like, Mase. And I've been in different systems before where we've had an up and in, they've won a defense that slides a little bit more, a defense where they like to stay nice and tight, a defense where coaches like wider spaces, whatever it may be. It doesn't matter what it is to a degree, as long as everyone buys in. And whatever Madge is doing right now and whatever decisions that they had structurally had Ben Teo and Madge had was obviously not working for the group, but now that they've removed that doubt and maybe a little bit of confusion around that system, mate, they've been fucking awesome defensively because
especially the last 2 weeks,
you know, you
mate.
Guys, yeah, it's not your bread and butter, but you're still a dangerous outfit. You've got Burton, you've got Kickow, you've got Preston, you've got Galvin. There's still enough there. Critter's back. And then the week before, they did it against the Tigers, who had the ball for the entire first quarter, like 20 minutes, and they only scored one try. And I was like, once they repelled them, I was like, fuck, man, Broncos might win this game.
Sorry, Luca, can you slightly just look at the middles, the Bulldogs middles for meterage and stuff like that?
Yeah, so it's what they're doing structurally right now is a big tick for Madge. And look, we talked about it. The big improvers under Madge aren't the stars.
No,
mate, it's Karapani. It's Shibasaki.
What's
Mariner?
Ugh.
Jordan Ricky's playing awesome this year.
Outstanding.
Ben Tolte he's the guy. Like
he started. Fucking Gosowski.
Jachevsky.
Jachevsky?
Jachevsky.
Just seen us trying to get it on Thursday.
Chicken man.
Gowowski.
Yeah, man.
Gachevsky.
You had him in your multi.
No.
I said it's
Gachevsky.
Jachevsky.
Yeah, you were the one that I
said. I didn't know. I said Gachowski.
Gachevsky.
Kakowski.
Gronkowski.
Give me that Gronkowski.
Who do you want first?
Just give us the middles.
Sam Hughes, 15 for 141.
Yep.
Leo Thompson, 12 for 123. Kicks is on an edge. Salmon, 13 for 138.
See? We're fucking making meters.
Yeah, but that's my point. With the Broncos, which I'm about to talk to now, I think you're maybe trying to allude to it.
91.
Mate, they were dominating for large portions of this. And fucking Broncos just repelled them. Repelled them. And then once they got their opportunities, it'd become a blowout in the back end of the first half and into the second half. But it wasn't because...
It wasn't because we were getting bashed. We were not getting bashed by Brisbane. That's what I was looking at. I was just like, where did this come from? Because I was looking at Sam Hughes making good meters and everything like that. It's just like, we just can't go up a gear. That's another thing.
But then also, yeah, you're looking at it from the Dogs' point of view. I'm looking at it from the Broncos' point of view going, this team, this version of this team, if the big three, the main big three, and even to an extension a big four, Benny Hunt's a crucial part. This team's way better than last year, Mase.
Regardless, my whole thing is they got a bunch of babies. We've got a bunch of. We should have went up there and fucking flogged them. That's it. Simple. We're just a better. We have a better team on paper than them. And I just thought because of the shit that we've been going through, because we beat Penrith, and I'm like, we'd be embarrassed at what happened against fucking Parramatta. We've got to go up there and we've got to show some fucking balls. It didn't happen. And I was just like, I'd be perplexed if I was the coach.
Perplexed.
Do you know what I mean? Are you just like, I can imagine me and Ciro just like, I'm just echoing everything that he's fucking thinking.
I am perplexed how we started talking about the Broncos and now we're talking about the Bulldogs.
But I won't give them anyway, I will give them flowers. Of course I do. They're a fucking great team. They're a good team.
My point is,
they got
I know you're fired up about the Dogs, Mase, but at this point of this year,
yeah, they're good.
They are going to be better at the back end of last year because Karapani is getting a little bit better every game. Mariner's getting a little bit... Like, Mariner was always a player with a shitload of potential, but the consistency wasn't there. Katoni's playing busted and playing like a fucking dog.
Did you hear what he's got?
Yeah.
It's playing a flasher.
Yeah.
And it's one of the ones where you need to snap it to make it feel better.
Yeah.
He's been trying to snap it.
He should have had a week off, but... 2 weeks off,
He's
3
too
weeks
tough,
off.
mate.
He's a dog.
He's built like that.
And it could cost him Origin.
Yeah, fuck.
It could cost him Origin.
Well, it's not like he's fucking guaranteed, but like just say he should be in the running for that right
For sure
centre
he should.
because like it's up for grabs.
So,
Anyway, that's why we back Brisbane back-to-back premiers, man. Come on, bro.
and we did too.
Yeah, we did. No, but I like the way that only because we lost, I'm fucking angry, right? If this was against anyone else, I would be given the fucking biggest praise to the Broncos of fucking all time. But it's not. It's against the Broncos who played against the fucking baby Broncos. It's the Bulldogs who played against the baby Broncos, and we got fucking bashed. Should never happen.
Back to back against
Back
the
to
baby
back,
Eels.
you know what I mean? So he's been
Back to back
outstanding.
with Dogs.
Madge is outstanding. His coaching is outstanding. He can get the best out of everybody. And what you were saying before with the Shibbers and Carapanis, Mariners, and fucking everyone like
Corey Pakes.
yeah, they're playing
Jeffy,
outstanding. You know, they are. And this will pave forward to when they're at the back end of the year, when Carrigan comes back and Payne, you can give Payne us a bit of a rest now.
Now, guess what? And this is the part I was getting to. Madge hinted at it in the presser. I think he could go bully ball when the other two return because he talked about
Straight
X's
through the
minutes
middle.
and he talked about how good he's been.
Told
they're
you he's
also
better
missing
without.
Corey Jensen.
Yeah.
You did say it last year.
Fucking last, I said, once he arrives, it'll take him 2, 3, 4th year now. Give me the fucking team. Not the whole team yet, but you know, when Big Payne Haas is off next year and you put Big Boy into number 10, he'll fill the shoes. Not as good as Payne Haas, but it won't be like you'll have no one.
And then you still got Mitchy Barnett.
And Mitch
Yes,
Barnett.
and that's a fuck and Carrigan and Ricky and Pirikura. Still a good team. 3 in a row.
And Jacheski.
and Guskeski.
Hey, shout out Hayes Perham.
Yeah.
His last game
He was
in the
a doggy,
NRL
yeah.
as a starter was at the Bulldogs in 2023. He got some minutes at the back end of the Tigers game. He started against his old team. It's been
Great.
3 years in exile.
Great human, Hayes Perham. When I started the club, he was there. Anyway, credit to the Broncos, but you know what I'm disappointed in the Bulldogs because I just expect so much from him, and the fucking and I'm just like, with that club, right? With the club, they just need to understand they're gonna fucking cop it everywhere from every single mainstream, all right? Hate us, and everyone hates the Bulldogs. I said, you got to wear that as a fucking I wonder why. God figure. I said you got to wear that as a badge of honor. I love it when fucking people
Are you
hate
just going to
us.
get into him at Channel 7 or what? Are you going to take
Channel
it easy?
7's going to go hard. No, I'm just like,
I just think that's all.
yeah, fuck.
Let's go.
I still love the Dogs. Come on. Let's go.
All right, let's get to the Roosters 62 defeating the Dragons 16. Do you want to speak about the Dogs again during this time?
Well, the Dogs should. That's
All
enough
right.
dogs. That's enough dogs for
So here's the thing for the poor old Dragons. The Roosters' 2 most important wins this year, I believe, have come because of meaningful games on the ladder. You've got them backing up after losing against the Panthers, which no team has been able to do yet. Dolphins lose again on the weekend. Bulldogs, you lost a couple of weeks ago after playing the Panthers. So when you have those sorts of games, you need something to get them up for. Chez's return to Manly was that for them during that period. And then a huge game, which the Roosters and Robbo do probably better than any other club. The way they address it, the way they embrace it, is they were going up against a team in the Dragons that had a chaotic week, and you would have expected a response. And physically, there was a response from the Dragons. But because Robbo and the Roosters respect Anzac Day so much, unfortunately for the Dragons, you got this sort of performance because they're always up for this occasion.
You know why they wear those light blue jerseys?
No, I didn't. I
You
love
had
it
it
too,
on in
by the way.
that thing too.
So it's because back in the day, World War I, they didn't have enough money to do it dark blue. So they only had enough money to do it light. So that's why, yeah.
There you go.
So that's what they,
Interesting.
yeah. They didn't have enough, it wasn't, it was obviously a shortage and they didn't have dark blue, obviously cost a lot more than so they only had the light blue, yeah. So that's what, back to what you were saying with Robbo and everything and how much that club really loves Anzac Day. It's fucking, they put a lot of work into it. And playing in those games, man, it was fucking awesome. And I didn't give a shit what the Dragons went through, the new coach and the fucking this and that. I'm like, you're getting pumped. Because of the fact is the Roosters have got a team that can win the comp right? And they're about it, and they fucking just come out there and just flexed and said, you know what I mean? It was good to watch. I love the fucking Jets and the last post. It's emotional, and that's back to that kid when he thought it was just a normal game. It ain't a normal game when it's fucking those boys are running. Yeah, I thought he played outstanding too for the young kid. I'm not going to say anything about it, but the Roosters were just they're just fucking.
So Mase, you're referring to his interview now. Look,
no.
Two things with that, and I get what you mean.
No, he's just,
when I heard him say it, as I thought, ooh, he's a young kid. He's trying to
no
say
ammo,
that,
no ammo.
He's trying to say that it's a normal game, as in like playing first rate, getting out there. I guess being young, you know, you don't.
That was the perfect answer.
You don't always say the right.
No,
things.
that was the perfect answer in his situation.
But I think if someone had advised him,
it's a very important game.
Embracing that it's not a normal game. Yeah. This means a lot to a lot of people. And again, he's going to learn from that. And he's going to learn from this game. We'll get to the Dragons in a little bit because Sam Walker himself beat the Dragons 26-16.
I just saw that.
But the biggest difference in the eye test, and I've watched them obviously close the last couple of weeks, and this is why Hugo Savala was so good for him last year. It's the long kicking game that they didn't have for a couple of seasons. You've got even Luke Keary, when Luke Keary and Sam Walker teamed up, and Sandham Smith and Sam Walker, they didn't have that long kicking game. Now they've got two options in the team because Hugo can still do that from the centre position every now and again. But Chez's long kicking with Sam's short kicking is just picking teams apart at the moment. They're winning field possession, and when they do have field possession, Sammy Walker's just pulling them apart. And then, you know what? When you're getting into the set for sets with the Roosters and they're being disciplined and not turning the ball over and not giving away penalties, then fatigue sets in. And guess what? Number one in fucking for the Sydney Roosters for the last 10 years, he's just fucking tearing teams apart through the middle. Especially these teams that
he's on a fucking heater.
Yeah.
That's a team right there. It took a while. Took a while for him to figure it out with DCE and Sam Walker and Savala and Robson and everything like that. All these new pieces coming in, they've figured it out. And this is a very dangerous side. This is a very, very heavily stacked side as well. You know what I mean? Like you got just say if Robson goes down, that Uelu's on the fucking bench. Yeah. He can't even get in the 19. No. Yep. You know, Connor Watson. You've got Thaketi. Spencer Lenu, Victor Radley looks like I think that's the best thing that's happened to Vic is having those games off. Because I reckon the injuries that he's been carrying the last couple of years, a little bit busted groin and like just shoulder injuries, all that sort of stuff. He looks like it's fucking 2019. He's playing at that level.
It's a good point. When you miss games through injury, you're not recovering.
There's always a silver lining when you have a long...
You're rehabbing. You're not recovering.
Yeah.
When you're suspended...
Yeah. You're doing everything.
Yeah. You do everything and...
Lindsay Collins is coming off the back fence. Yep. I think he's playing career best football. I love the way that what he's doing. Nafahu White adds another little bits. Fucking Siwa Wong. Damn. He's finally arrived and Crichton's doing his thing. It's the most perfect balanced side in the comp at the moment, I reckon. Right at this moment.
It's right up there.
It's up there with Penrith. Yeah. It's right there with Penrith. Penrith and Roosters, I'm not sure when they're playing. Penrith, yeah. Yeah, exactly. They're the three best teams in the comp. Fourth could be...
The dangerous part for the comp...
I can't even say
for the Roosters is unless there's an injury, Teddy won't play Origin. But because of that, he's going to play with a chip on his shoulder. They will collect a lot of points around the Origin period. Would I be surprised if he's able to push Dylan Edwards out? No. I would still go with Dylan Edwards, and I think Laurie will lean that way. Again, it could be a game one situation, Mase. If for whatever reason they don't get the job done in game one, he could come back into contention. I think Laurie sticks with Dylan Edwards.
Dylan's not doing himself.
I know. We'll get to that.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. Can't brush him.
But because of that, Teddy's playing with freedom. He's not banged up. We've talked about this the last couple of years now. He's not going through those periods of Origin and at the end of the season where he's playing rep footy. So he's looked as good as he's ever looked right now.
Yep.
And he's probably playing with a swagger, and then he's going to go up against opposition that are going to be depleted during Origin, where they're probably going to lose most likely Angus
Maybe.
Maybe.
Depends what they want to do. If they're looking for the future of the game, right? Because Angus is going to the ARU next year.
Yeah.
And Huddy Young keeps playing what he's doing.
Okay.
Well, you're going to go off Huddy Young, aren't you?
So that's a most
You're going to
likely.
say, thank you, Angus. You've done outstanding for us. But
I think Rob Toya is a guarantee and a lock for right centre position for Queensland.
Lindsay.
I think Lindsay Collins is a lock in the 19. And I think Spencer's a big chance for a bench role.
Easy.
Well, he's a lock to be a part of the squad.
Okay, I thought, yeah. And Spencer he'll be in the running. Yeah. So you got like just say 4 or 5.
Connor Watson, another option.
Yeah. Robson.
Oh, Robson, yeah, he'll be again.
The way that he's playing now, I'm just like, I think he's added another little string to his bow, and I'm like, fuck, he looks dangerous out of 9.
Mm-hmm.
They're giving him a license to run. That's a fucking decent team, man. And I think they can, like DCE, obviously, he's not playing Origin, no. Sam Walker will be a slide.
I mean, he would like to, but he won't.
Sam Walker will be interesting little moment. No.
Tom Dearden 7, Money 6, Ezra Mam 14, hybrid.
Yeah.
That would be mine.
That would be mine as well.
Yeah.
I forgot about Tom Dearden.
Yeah.
He's fucking best at 7 in the game. But yeah, it's a great team. So what they're building right now is what we thought at the start of the year. This is a very dangerous side. It's very confident and they're very well balanced. They've lost a hell of a lot of vets in the last couple of years.
Yep.
But these young kids that were waiting in the wings, so to speak, have arrived. They're all here.
No one needs to say. Also, Smokey. Another Smokey, actually.
That's what I mean. The only things that are holding me back from picking them is the fact that they're not going to be in our game.
Yeah.
And they could be replaced with other players.
Yeah. It's not like
they're replaceable. It's not like an Andrew Johns or anything like that.
Yeah,
JT.
they're not dominating at their position enough to go, all right, like just.
But we need Mark because we'll lose the game.
I'll ask you the question. If they weren't leaving, would that change your opinion on whether you'd have them or not? Probably not
much.
Right?
No, not much.
Yeah,
no.
Yeah. I know the Dragons wouldn't have won this game with the end of scoreline, but fuck, that little touch from Tyrell Sloan, the finger, it ends up becoming a fucking pretty good try. Cade Reid throws a cutout ball to Matty Fiamai.
That would have been different.
And the crowd was in it. Cade Reid was feeling himself. He's got a bit of swagger too, Cade
Oh,
Reid.
he does, yeah. I love it. He's a player, mate. He's a player.
Even when at the start of the season, remember when he ran down and fucking got in the face of
he's got some.
of Sandon Smith? He's got a little bit of shit
He's
about him.
got some shit in him. It's good.
Bit Sam Walker-y in that sense.
Yeah, good
Early
shout.
career.
Yeah, but and Luke Keary had that too.
Yeah.
I'd say more Luke Keary.
Yeah.
Ish.
I think that's why Luke's been super.
Yeah, he says a lot.
I wonder if he's actually reached out, like sent him a message, being so vocal about it.
Yeah.
Because great comp.
No, he's got something.
Luke
and like just say
Keary
defensively.
Shit when he first seen to
defensively, like you got to expect to be bumped on your ass when you weigh fucking 30 kilos lighter than Siwa Wong. You know what I mean? Like, and you're flat-footed. So when these guys come from here and just say, I think Toya got him or Siwa, like when you're going this way and you're still on your heels here, boom, you haven't got your speed set. That happens to some of the best defenders.
It's a kind of an edge to go.
It's an awful edge.
So you got Ches pulling and fucking dissecting and pulling you apart with Siwa Wong, Rob Toya, and Nwanganituase.
Yeah, it's yuck. It's yuck. And you haven't got good defenders around you. It sucks. He held his own, but he held his own. He could be very proud.
Yeah, I think moving forward, Atkinson had a rough game, but I think he's really the guy to partner with, and they just need a. Dean Young said after the game, he's going to go back and look at all the process and planning and everything that they'd been doing at training, and basically now gets an opportunity to start fresh. They got the bye this week, and then returning after bye, I think they've got a winnable game. I think they've got Newcastle. Could be wrong. Newcastle trying to find themselves as well, right? And they could have some troops coming back. So
62. That's 11 in a row that lost them.
Yeah.
Compared like from last year. Fuck, you know
We've got a tough one against the bye this week.
Yeah.
It's been waiting the last 5 minutes for that one. Hey, Setu too. We mentioned him before.
Yeah.
I want to give him another shout out. Great story.
What is his story? Tell the people his story.
Oh, we went through this story at the start of the year. I don't want to,
No.
I had all the
because a lot of people keep asking me.
A
lot of people keep asking me. And I said I'm not really sure about his story. Like
it was a viral post a few months back.
Remember when we read it out at the start of the year with he's been through a number of struggles, family loss, all that sort of stuff. a heap of injuries, bounced around with different clubs, was just about to make his debut, got injured just before the game. So
that's what I thought it was. A lot of injuries.
He currently is a representation for me of not carrying any scars from previous years because he's new to the club. Also not carrying any scars of being a member of the spine, which Atkinson is going through right now. And he's just going out there and playing footy. He honestly, they should watch video, look at the way that Setu competes on every play and go, we need to match that as a playing group. And you know what? You might not win every game, but guess what? They'll go close.
Yeah. They go hard, man. St. George just need to switch up a little bit of their play, man. You can't, as I said before, you just can't go one out, run hard, tackle hard. You've got to play football. You've got to play. Like there's not one, there's a lot of one out stuff with them. And that's a fatigue thing as well because they're always on the back foot. But even in the first 10 minutes when they're trying to set platforms, like middles need to be able to like play football. Gone are the days where you can have just 3 fucking dumb props in the middle. Like you've got it, like they're lock, right? What's a Stewart? And you got Gula and you've got, who's the 10?
Toby Couchman. Just, you've got to be able to play a little bit of football and like play every play. You see most of these guys, they'll play like the first, second play. There's no one in picture. No one. Where you watch all the good teams, they're all pushing up flat and fast just in case you push, offload, all that kind of stuff. There's always something happening. They don't give a fuck, mate. They're always sitting back for that next play. Yeah, but it's a common theme with the teams that are struggling because they're doing so much defence.
Yeah, but I'm saying in the first 5 or 10 minutes.
They've got no energy.
5 or 10 minutes is happening. So,
but you know what? If you've got scars from weeks previous, you're worried about conserving your energy to save it, whereas you're saying front load.
Just go as hard as you can. Yeah. Push every play, see what happens.
All right, let's get to the Warriors 20 defeating the Dolphins 18. This one comes from Shagboy. Congrats on the little one, Hoz. One of the great 19th man performances from the great Hylam Lukey Stowe. Just coming off the Wise Dolphins game here. What he's doing from Farnworth in the final moments of the first half. He nearly dumped Tane on his head, Tane, and tried to do his strip. He knew the Warriors had a chance of scoring and definitely knowing he was offside, he still does it again. Professional foul, and he should have been sent for 10. And then to behave like that, he should have been deported back to the UK. Shagboy, I could not disagree more.
What's he talking about when he fucking hammered Tane to a picky?
No, so at the back end of the half,
Tane to a picky?
He got Tane and was about to sort of pick him up and ragdoll him, realised.
And then he just
put him on the ground.
Gently put him on the ground.
And fucking Ali Lautea comes and pulls him off the tackle. Now, this is a bigger issue. This goes back to the refereeing. There is so much on the plates of referees right now that I had current NRL players messaging me in my DMs about this right now, like 3. No shit, I'll show you the DMs.
You put this on the story, didn't you?
I put it on my story, and I had NRL players messaging me laughing and then discussing about the rules and referees and stuff. That's how bad it's getting, because that was blatant for Liam Kennedy. I think it's a decent ref, but they've got... That was obvious. You cannot be an attacking player and pull Herbie Farnworth off a tackle. Now, did he pick Tane up and it looked awkward for a little bit? Yeah, but he placed him back down.
Put him gently on the ground.
He put him back down. Like, if you nearly hit a fucking car, but you don't, right? You're not going to have to pay. You're not going to have to pay to fix the car, right? Like, you don't. There shouldn't be a penalty for that, right? That's
what an analogy.
That's my analogy, and that's my comp for you, Shagboy, for that. So. That the penalty should have gone the other way. Herbie was frustrated. He gets back up. Liam Kennedy just fucking, I don't know what he goes through. He just...
What's he thinking about?
He got lost. He looked at it and this is what I think's going. 6 against he's looking for. He's looking for disruptors. He's looking for cannonballs. Sorry, hip
drops.
He sees something as obvious as an attacking player pulling a defender off a tackle and throwing him on the ground in back-to-back tackles.
Oh.
And
he's like, disruptor.
And his brain just starts rattling and going, disruptor, hip drop.
6 to go, 6 to go, 6 to go, 6 to go, send him off.
Yeah.
Hip drop.
Yeah. And he's like, this does not compute. And you just miss something as obvious as that. So, I think that's a reflection of where the referee's at the moment. But let's get to the positives. The Wires. This is huge.
It's a team, mate.
I've got some stats for you, Mase. The Wires in the NRL, congratulations. 34,812 sold out Henry Stadium at Wellington.
Fuck yeah. Cake tin.
Now, the Warriors should get the home game every year
Yes.
because teams are packing out stadiums, whether they play at Wellington, whether they play at
It's a
Christchurch.
movement, man.
And they have been sold out back in New Zealand and Auckland they need
another
honestly,
team there.
two things. Firstly, they need a new stadium.
Other than Mount Smart.
It's
Or
not
whatever
big
you
enough.
call it, yeah.
The Warriors need a 25 to 30,000 capacity stadium. And
What
I've heard
does that fit?
it's like 20. It's like something like that.
more
Yeah.
than that.
No, it's like 20. So they need a new stadium. So the Warriors need, like, off the back of the momentum that they've got right now. And New Zealand, in NRL, it's time for a second Kiwi team because it's got to be at either. There's two options. Wellington have now shown that they'll turn up, 35,000 capacity. That's a great shout. The other one is at the new One Stadium in Christchurch, which holds 30,000.
Is that the new one with the roof?
Yes.
I know that the All Blacks is the best fucking thing in New Zealand. Fucking one of the best sporting fucking things ever, right? All Blacks.
Yep.
But right now, the NRL
Rugby league.
are fucking making some little inroads in that country, right?
Some big inroads.
And you're big. So, like, strike when the fucking iron's hot, right? Strike when it's hot. Get in there right now, and because we've got there's such big fan bases in Christchurch, in Wellington, and obviously in Auckland, where the Super Rugby little thing, what they're doing, ain't that big. It isn't that big. They're not getting 30, 40,000, 50,000 anywhere. They get big ones to test because the All Blacks are like worldwide and they're the best, right?
Yeah.
I love watching All Blacks play. I'm all Blacks. But when it comes to that domestic fucking
Super
little
rugby.
competition, rubbish. Absolute rubbish compared to what we're doing NRL-wise. So fucking NRL need to get your shit together and get a fucking team over there within the next 3 years.
Yeah, agree.
Do it now. Because I love watching it's a fucking movement. Wars up, this, that, all that sort of shit. I know I say Warriors all the time, but it's fucking Wars. They love it.
Did you just do a money wave?
Yeah, he did. He did
Worse
a good.
than Cameron George.
Woo!
OG's been working on it.
Got that shit. Come on, bro.
See,
He did it.
What's up?
my friend Rory over in New Zealand, she filmed after the game Cam George. He's nailed it.
No.
did he?
No, they tagged us in. They
Yeah.
said, "Woo, he's been working on
missed
it."
it.
No,
I'll
he's
get
been
it.
working on it.
Oh, get it for us.
No, it's on. It's on because I said, what's up to him?
There we go.
So he come out. Oi,
Here
Hozzy,
we go.
come out. He come out like this. Yeah. Watch this. Watch this. You stay.
Yeah! Cameron George. Look
There
at
we go, George. He does it
knows.
twice. He knows.
He knows
'Cause
something.
he hit it with the. He's done it.
Did
Hit
click
it.
on the-
He did a little finger.
Go, give me again.
Yeah.
Give me again. Give me again. That's mad. I'm
Yeah,
so
right.
glad that I saw that for the first time.
There we go. Where's
Flick
the
it to me.
replay?
Flick it. Turn
And
it
the
around.
fucking. This way. Someone tagged us in a hold.
Mad.
Then at the end, what was this one?
Yeah. He's been working on it.
He had to because his last one was like a fucking Heil Hitler.
Yeah. Yeah. there were people in the comment section that were loving his energy,
Yeah,
but were critiquing his mana wave.
Yeah.
that was better.
Fuck, I love that. I'm so glad that I seen that on the show. Also for Webby, tell you what, man, he's gonna give Jackson Ford every opportunity to put his name up for contention for Origin, and also keep him in the race or keep him at the top of the race for the Dally M's, because 3 games are now back-to-back 80 minutes through the middle, and he's
He's been playing good, hasn't he?
fucking playing awesome. And also Aaron Clark.
Fucking Aaron Clark.
Aaron Clark last year was the lock of the year. Started off slightly slow for his standards because he was so good last year. It's been the Jackson Ford story. But Jackson's been maintaining his form. Aaron's getting up there. Fish is understanding his role within it. Mitchie Barnett, unfortunately, again, looks like he may be injured again.
Is he?
So, he only played 20 minutes. I think he picked something up in this game. He can't quite get his rhythm at the moment. But if he was able to,
They can still make.
give me that 4.
They can still make do without, like, just say one
Just
of those.
let me finish on this one, Mase. Dimitrik, Tanner Stoll Smith, another option. their middles right now, like you put them up against most.
You know who
teams in the
Dimitri
competition.
Valmunga reminds me of?
Who?
Fucking Jerry, see you. I see you, Jerry. I see you, Jerry, see you. Like him, the way that when I fucking hit the scene, Jerry was the fucking man.
Yep.
But just like the mad fucking Samoans straight into you, hits like a truck, mad leg speed, good skill. Like Jerry had some mad skill on him.
When my dad was finishing at the Warriors, a couple of the young bucks that were coming through were Joe Wagner, Joe Gallavale,
that's
Jerry
who I had to
Susu.
fucking play against as a fucking 19-year-old.
Yeah.
Yuck.
Yeah.
And Jerry was the hardest man ever. And they used to fucking go at me all the time, man. And I just
He's still at the club too, Jerry.
Yeah, he just reminds me of like the way like he can fucking smack it in between anyone, but he's got mad footwork and he's got a soft pass, right? So I'm like, he reminds me of Jerry, except for he doesn't have a fucking bald head, but he's got that sort of skill set. They're playing a brand of football that can win the comp as well. They're playing outstanding.
What about the headaches begin for next week, potentially? The reports were that both Chance Nickel-Klokstad and Luke Metcalf could be back next week.
Klokstad's not getting in the team.
You don't think so in the team?
No. Not with Tane Tuapiki playing that good, man.
Well, guess what? He's going to get a spot because
Lauatea.
Yeah, Ali didn't
What
finish
did he
the
do?
game. The shot from Flegler.
Yeah, he'll take that 1 week off home.
Yeah.
What was that? It was sort of like where's the jersey Flegler supposed to disappear to? When you're making that inside, like, you just fucking can't. And he tried to pull out of it and then ended up elbowing him.
Yeah. So here's the thing. Is it a sin-binnable offence?
Contact to the head
I
because of
guess
the
so.
rules.
Because it's
rules.
deemed reckless. Before we get to that point, you talked about Tuapiki, Chance Nickel-Klokstad. I think Chance Nickel-Klokstad goes to sin. Great heads-up play from Tuapiki.
Yeah.
Looking down the short side at a crucial part of the game, looks up and sees Flegler.
Yep.
To defending in the centres one-on-one with Lauatea. What does fucking Flegler do? When middles get caught in that position, you're always trying to look for those cues.
You got to trust the big man.
So he gets up. He just goes, all right.
It was man on.
It's 3-on-3 down, but he's not used to defending there, mate.
Yeah, but the fucking guy outside him should have known.
But that's what ball players are trying to get at all the time. So shout out to Tuapiki.
Yeah, I do love him.
And because he sees him, Flegler just gets locked into Ali too much, ends up leading to a head clash, which is I feel really bad for Ali. You could also – I hated how how can't the Warriors players realise, I know you're sticking up for your mate, but immediately Flegler was concerned for the health of –
and then you want to still push him around.
And you've got your teammate there down on the ground, like, and you're doing it in and around him. Now, again, I want to go back to it. Your teammate's just he looks like he's struggling. There's been a head clash. It was a head clash. It wasn't a shoulder to the head. Flegler didn't do it on purpose. He was in a compromising position because he's not used to defending there, and he come up with a bad miss. So, like, Warriors players, calm the fuck down and let them look after your teammate. That's what I was getting frustrated with. The duty of care for their own teammate by pushing and shoving and continuing it on. Anyway, Flegler, I think 10 in the bin is the correct decision. I don't think he should get suspended.
Contact to the head, you get a fine.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for Ali, who's probably going to miss
just
a
couldn't
game.
slow down.
But guess what? If something like that does happen to a player of your team, you need the player to be, I guess, even if it is an accident, you need something to happen to the opponent. 10 in the bin. And the Dolphins, I believe, it was the reason the Dolphins end up losing the game in the end too, because they weren't able to.
Fucking tight.
They had a lot of possession at the back end of that game as well, and they weren't able to capitalize.
Defense, the Warriors, man, they were fucking hunting. It's a bit like Melbourne. That Melbourne game, they just sort of reached back into that for about 20 minutes, the last 20 minutes, and went fucking let's go. And then Tuapiki Tuapiki hit that try. That was lucky, mate.
Remember when I was telling you about their energy last week with like Khan Pereira, and it's a lot of the young guys. They're always the vets are feeding off the younger players. And what I mean by this is
fucking
they're getting in the face of people. They're being a little bit arrogant.
Roger.
But Roger's getting involved in it too. Like, Roger's never been this guy.
This is the most animated I've ever seen in his whole career.
Even when Fish was at the Panthers, and this is early on in the Panthers' careers when Jerome used to get in your face, Taruva, even Bizza to a degree got out like really. Criddle used to be like in the first couple of years.
2021.
Remember patting on Joseph Tuff?
All
He
that
said
sort of shit,
they went through that period, but Fish was never that guy. Man, I even see Fish in the background, like giving it to people and fucking
good.
pumping up and that. It's the younger players are feeding or transferring their energy into the OGs.
It's good.
And even the OGs are getting after
Yeah,
it.
it's
like
good. Like Jackson Ford. What do you think about Jackson Ford? About like trying to say Origin and all that. There's a couple of little things about him.
I would have him over. So I would have still, if everyone was fit and available, I would still have Payne, Mitch Barnett, Adam Fanua-Blake.
Who else is there available?
Spence has been there in the past. Max King's another one. Stefano's another one. I would have him all. I would have him over Max. I would have him over Stefano right now.
It's like how many middles do you need? You know, like you got Yowie,
2 Max.
you got Yowie, you got Cam Murray,
We'll
you've got Payne Haas, and
Yeah.
you've got Aiden Fanua-Blake, and you've got Spencer. Right, that's enough. You know what I mean? You don't need that many. You need like maybe some just
Hybrids.
like a hybrid. Even if you go with Stefano, right? You go with Stefano, even though they've been playing shit. Like Jackson Ford, credit to him, he's been playing outstanding. But like right now, like for the first Origin game, I don't think they'll use him. But he should. But because I just don't think if he doesn't start, he shouldn't come on. He's not a bench player. Do you know what I mean?
I understand where you're going with that. I would not have a problem with it personally because I think he's played off the bench. And
I think right now, if they picked a city, remember City Country, he'd be in like a City Country game.
Captain.
Yeah, like
South Coast.
Yeah, like he deserves that.
Is South Coast country?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he deserves that.
And all that,
And if he keeps continuing to play like this for fucking the whole year, and then next year, like all for it, right? All for it. So he had a pretty good year last year. Started the year outstanding this year.
Terrell May, Alex Twelve.
See, you got a fair few middles that are right where he is, right? You couldn't say he's better than Terrell May. You couldn't say he's better than Alex Twelve at the moment now. Not much better. You wouldn't, and then you got to think who could at the Origin level, right?
But
it's not club.
I've always said this: Terrell May would have been in my team last year, but I don't think he's going to get picked
because leg speed and everything. Like Jackson Ford's like a diesel. He just does the same fucking every run. It's like
I think Terrell does that at even a higher level with more in his game. But I don't think Terrell will get picked because of the politics.
I think one day he'll get picked.
No.
Do you think even someone because Boydie just got assistant coach, don't even think Boydie can get in Laurie's ear and go, hey, this guy's the dude?
No, you got to be playing fucking
Or
right.
is the Roosters connection with Boydie not great? Like,
No, not at all. Boydie's a man. That's going to sound wrong.
I get what you mean.
I think it's
I'd love to see him in there. I think it's ridiculous.
I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know if it's a Laurie thing
there's powers to beat it.
It might be above a guy like Laurie that's making decisions on something like this.
Well, he didn't get picked in that 50-man squad or something. No, that's a big indicator.
Not the fifth, just like the
it doesn't
emerging
matter.
blues.
No, you just that's just bullshit. Like he deserved to be in that because he's an emerging blue.
I think Madge would pick him. I think Madge.
Yeah, but sometimes when you say it's Madge, and then you're like, there's powers to be that go. No, you know that's what happens at that level when you sort of he's still getting hit with that sort of that rush. You know, where I don't know. It's very political sometimes.
Sort of like Fafita got treated the same way.
Yeah.
Large portions. Mate,
you just got to go.
Andrew Fafita should have been the first picked front row for fucking 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, and you just got to.
He was dominating in the back end of when I was leaving.
Yeah,
keep doing what he's doing, and like you got to let his footy. He's not playing lights out football where you have to pick him, right? He's not dominating games that much.
Not this year.
Last
right? 2 weeks.
Yeah. I'm just saying, you fucking string together like last year would have been the year, but they're still out. They already fucking crossed his name off somewhere. This year, if he keeps playing how he's playing, then in the next 5 weeks, 6 weeks he's got, right? Fucking play like you're playing right now. Then it's like they can't really fucking make a case against you. Then people start going, what's wrong with him? What has he done? What's he done? Hasn't done it. What's he done wrong?
I think it's like a personality thing.
Yeah, well,
I think it's a new
the
age
more
thing.
that he does fucking podcasts and they understand what sort of person he is, the more that they'll be going, okay, he's just a normal fucking lad.
Back to the Dolphins. Positionally, I would have made the move for once Averillo went down. That looked like nasty too at the back end of the game as well. I think he had one of those real ugly ones, Mase. Where
Compound?
Yeah, through the hand.
Yeah,
Like
that's
the
what I was
finger
thinking.
through-
I was like,
Did you see it?
if you're doing a finger, you can rip it back in,
Yeah.
like the trainer. But when you're like,
He was looking. You could see
he was looking at it going, yuck, I reckon it's come through here.
They should have moved Fuller from right centre, brought on Nafahu, Tavita Nafahu, moved Selwyn to the centres, and then because Herbie, as good as Herbie is, when they moved him to 5'8", the ball didn't go past him.
Yeah, fuck. That's what really was stagnated their attack because Herbie needs to be that one pace, one step wider.
Yeah.
Because Herbie's a runner. But when he's closer to the ruck defensively, thank you.
Yeah.
I would love him at 5'8" if I was one of the middles or like a right 4.
The right edge.
Yeah, just easy to tackle.
As soon as it got from
I'm with you.
Katoa to Herbie.
Yeah, it didn't change. I would have been going right.
I wonder what's going to happen with Fuller. I heard Fuller turn
Fucking train. He's got some balls, that little motherfucker, doesn't he? Sorry, like
No.
he's played like just off the 9,
Do you know-
straight through, like just straight at him.
Do you know who went in hard for Fuller? Wakey till I die. Wakefield.
Yeah?
Trinity, yeah.
He'd
They
kill
offered
it, kill it over there.
Yeah. So they got Rog and they were trying to get Fuller as well, and I think they missed out. He turned them down. I think he might stay there at the Dolphins.
He's not young.
Nah,
He's not young, is he?
Like close to 30. That's why the story was so cool.
Jeez, he'd play 5 years over there.
Yeah.
And
All
kill
right,
it.
back to my point at the start of the show. That's right. That's why we always do these little notes and cues just in case I forget. I'm watching the Dolphins play in this game and how frustrated they were looking in this game and thinking about my chat with Kurt Donahue. Remember when I talked about how you've been looking and by the way, they're really missing him too. I don't know what's happening with him right now and
Still
what the injury is,
busted,
if he's re-aggravated his hammy that he hurt. He had a hand injury in the off-season, but they're really missing that link through the middle. But the 6 again rule for this team, the way they're with the Gilberts, the Fleglers, the Raystones, they want to bash you. They want to get into a confrontation, and then Isaiah Katoa wants to pick you apart once you're fatigued. It sounds weird because they won so many games by big scores last year in margins, but the new style isn't suiting them at all. They almost need to change, like even the juice. They're all like guys that want to shoot out of the line and bash you.
Yeah.
Max Plath, Kurt Donahue. And they're getting frustrated in games. And again, they're similar to the Sharks. So they're the same team. Remember that meme you did at the same team? They're both teams that haven't adjusted to the rules. And
Who do you think else? I reckon all the teams who are in the bottom 6 to 8 haven't adjusted. They haven't. Like even the Dogs to a certain extent, and Canberra, right? It's undisciplined. It's like sometimes like you're trying to be too aggressive because that's just the fucking way that we're all built in that game. You're giving away like yardage penalties where you should be the most disciplined teams in the game, and the ones who play football they're all winning the games quite easily.
what about the Storm though? They were 94% against the fucking.
That's an outlier. That's the only one that where you go, look at that game. Oh, fucking hell. That's just silly. But everyone else who are winning games, they're all completing at a high level, playing great football like North Queensland, how I explained how North Queensland are playing. They're all attacking movements all the time, right? Great middles, fucking set the platform. And then when it's time to attack, they attack both sides of the ruck. They have about 3 or 4 cracks at you and then can switch it into defense. Right, and then win that field position. And then when they're all down, they get you down on your line. They beat the shit out of you. That's why sometimes when we see some games like Big Tino on that, you think Tino didn't play for the first 4 rounds because you got kicked out of the game, didn't touch the ball for 10 or 12 minutes. And then some of these games that I watch here, and you just have a look at some of the stats on some of these great players. You're like, did he even play? Like, where's his stats? Like he made like 80 meters but he played like 40 something minutes, or some of the middles that are usually about 180, 200 meters. Like you can take the best players out of the game, especially your middles. So fucking hard, man.
Yeah, fatigue is really draining certain players.
And it's not, you can't just go,
swings.
and you can't just go like these high speed grinds now with Penrith, like they used to do that and try and break a team. No. You can't. You got to have that plus play football, plus play footy, and it's fucking.
So that's what Newcastle try to do with Penrith.
They're going to beat you because they'll play footy at you, and then they'll beat you in the high speed grinds, and they're more physical than you, and they've got better players than you, and they'll execute at a higher level. That's what you got to do to win games now. If you don't do that for fucking 70 minutes, you won't win games.
Another team that's struggling with it, and you would have thought that they would be suited to it to a T, the Melbourne Storm. The Rabbitohs 48 defeat the Storm 6. That is huge. And the storyline will be the Storm, and we'll get to them in a little bit because the South, they broke another Melbourne are losing all their streaks down in Melbourne at the moment. Souths are another team to break that hoodoo. I have them currently with the Panthers and Broncos, Rabbitohs, because where they are on the ladder,
they're fourth in my book.
So who do you have?
So was it like Penrith? Who would I have?
Roosters.
Penrith, Roosters, Broncos, Rabbits.
No one's putting the Tigers up?
Nah.
So I've got 2 tiers right now.
They're in the second tier.
I have the Rabbitohs, Panthers, and Broncos because I feel like not only form, ladder, but also talent. I think if they're fully fit, all 3 of those teams, even the Roosters over the next tier are more talented than the other 3. The next tier are the Tigers, Warriors, and Roosters, and they're good stories. I just worry about them at the back end of season in big games because we haven't seen it consistently. Where even with the Rabbits, like despite the years that they've had in the last couple of years, littered with experience in big games, finals games, Latrell, Cody, Cam Murray, Jack Whiten, Campbell Graham, all of those guys before the injury run that they'd previously gone on have played deep into October and September.
Prelims.
Now the Roosters are people will probably be screaming about the Roosters. I feel like the Roosters haven't beat anyone of note yet that's worthy of it. Whereas, I feel like the Rabbitohs have had some bigger wins.
There's no other team like the Rabbits that execute like I was saying before.
Yeah.
Right? There's no other team that can get you in the middle of the field and have Cam Murray, and then you've got like Humphreys on one side, and then you've got the fullback out the back, like Duffy's a danger, even with Jai Gray, and it's all about getting one-on-ones. You're getting Latrell one-on-one with these guys. Fucking good luck. Do you know what I mean? Like some of the stuff that he's doing, when he tapped that little ball on, that was one of the silkiest things I've ever seen, right? That part of the game when they're in that probably 10 to 15 metres out, when they want to break something down for you, and even if they want to go right to Jack and Campbell Graham and fucking Tallis Duncan, and mate, good luck. They have got, and I know why they're in your top 3, because of that. There's danger everywhere.
Yeah, so my 2 top teams are clearly the Broncos and Panthers. Next is the Rabbitohs, and then I think next is the Tigers, Warriors, and Roosters.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
It just keeps shifting.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I like the way
So I was watching this game at halftime. I love it too. Jared Hargraves has been doing some stuff for Fox. You could tell that he was fired up watching Latrell's antics over the last 3 weeks and talked about. I don't know if you watching.
I don't watch. I fast forward for it.
So he was.
What did he say?
It wasn't over the top, but he just talked about what he would do as a player.
By the way, Big Jub doing a good job. Big WH.
Even though you fast forward past him.
No, I've seen him.
I'm only kidding.
Once.
So he just talked about if he was someone has got to step up to Latrell, right? And it's a fair point because when you got an alpha like this who's what's the word? Like he's
imposing his will.
Perfect. Thank you. I was trying to get to it. Imposing his will. Jared would have been one of those alphas that would have gone against Latrell, even though he's been a teammate. Kiri was loving it, right? He was on the panel as well. He's talking about that's the best version of Latrell, and he wants that Latrell. But you know what? Maybe not the average fan is factoring in because I've seen this brought up. I think it was Corey Parker was talking about it on the agenda set as well. Actually, that was with Luke Keary. People forget that the Rabbitohs over the last couple of years have been bullied. And guess what? Tari Ferrari's missed a fair few games during that period, and he would have been watching games with South Sydney and going, if I get back on this fucking field and we can get
revenge
full strength, we can start getting after some teams. And does he go
memory bank?
Does he go over? Does he push it a little bit? Does he go over the line?
Hey, what do you mean? He always does.
Always.
I love it. Plays to the rules.
Grey area.
Jai grey area.
He plays in the Jai.
He's in the Jai 24/7. And I love it.
He pushes the Jai as hard to Kobe as he can.
And I'm sorry, you can't do shit about it. because you can't fight, you can't do it. I understand J-Dub's fucking anger because he's about that. I'm about that. All fucking alphas are about that shit. But when you got a centre on that other side who like, I had a player named Greg Inglis who was a fucking animal, but he didn't do these antics. He didn't fucking like disrespect you and fucking, gee, I played the game at its fairest, but it would carve the fuck out of you. Just have a look at you and just be like, whatever. But like grabbing the jerk, like flicking blokes, pushing blokes, like he did. Who did he do it to? Was it for the Storm? Which one was it?
Harry.
It's Harry. He ripped his fucking headgear up. It's fucking exactly to poor Harry. Harry just went, "The fuck is going on?" So I think he had the back of his jersey and the back of his headgear and lifted him up like that. Yeah. And he's just like, "What the fuck is just happening?"
He did it to Atkinson the week before.
Yeah,
and then he got Connor Tracy.
He got Connor Tracy in the Dogs game.
Yeah, do something about it, bud. Opposition.
He does won a game, right? And he quickly realizes too, and then sort of like tries to.
I reckon he chased. I reckon like when Harry Grant, like he had to chase out, like, sorry, bro. He would have hit him with the sorry, bro.
No, he hits him with
I reckon he would have done Harry because you don't do Harry like that. He's too good a dude.
He does his sorries after the game. He doesn't do anything.
And I reckon he's going 1v1 with fans while he's taking conversions. There'd be someone spraying him, and then every time he looks back with the laugh,
I love that. I love that interaction.
He goes, "You got me."
I love that interaction. But what J Dub's talking about is that like he does bully tactics, mate. He does, and like the thing about the game is he does cross that line a little bit. But it's not enough to fucking, you can't start a fight, you can't do anything. You just got to what? You got to try and beat him in attack. He'll fucking throw you over the fence, right? Like in where he's at in the centres. Maybe you could get him at fullback, right? Because you can fatigue him. You can't touch him at left centre. He's untouchable. He's fucking, like when he's on, when that team's on, they're fucking near untouchable, that left edge.
Well, back to my original point. You said it, revenge tour.
They're on it, mate. They got bashed by 50 last year a couple of times by some teams that you fucking, and I know what they're fucking doing, mate. Did it to us in 05. 2006 was the biggest revenge tour we've ever been on because of these little fucking idiots like that. You hold it in your head for ages until you get back. Yeah. The next one will be the Broncos. The Broncos pumped them. I'm all for what they're doing. Fucking let's go.
Tallis Duncan. Do we need to get Tallis Duncan some iron sharpens iron, mate?
100%. Send it to him straight away.
I got two other names for you.
Yeah.
Trell.
Ethan Strange.
100%.
And Adamaho.
Send them all out. Yeah. Send them all out to every fucking team.
Yeah.
Nah, they're those are guys that have come up to us.
Give one to Trell. You'll love
it. See, the big dogs, they get heaps of shit. Ethan Strange is eventually going to be a big dog. Let's give it to some of these players that are still ascending and haven't reached their peak, and they are sharpening their iron.
Jacob Preston, he wants one.
Yeah, Preston.
Matt Dory's getting some.
Matt Dory?
100%.
Come on, man. He's an ex-Bulldogs player. You can have one.
All right, let's see. I've got a Wayne Presser for you, mate.
Oh.
You're going to love this.
You didn't show him this one in the car?
I love the Wayne Presser.
Saved it.
To be a GoPro in the car on the way in, that's almost a content piece in itself.
Well, I try to tell him to shut up.
I know.
No, because we don't talk that much.
Yeah, I know.
No, we used to, but then
because he tells you to shut. I texted him the other day to come up because I was here early. He goes,
I try not to say too much.
Yeah.
No, but I honestly try not to say too much.
Yeah.
No, I don't. It's not that. I'm trying. I don't want to waste show stuff.
Organic reaction.
But I know that. I'm like, I'm just trying.
Yeah, it's still like,
hey, sometimes you'll start talking. Go, sorry. Here we go.
And performing the way he has, he's been great for us.
Wayne, do you make much of personal milestones in terms of Alex's 250th to get a big win in his big game?
Smirk.
Oh, I think it's important, but I'm not a big fan of the 250 stuff. No.
He's one of us.
300.
He didn't give me mine.
200, yeah. But we're pleased for him. And but as I said, these jerseys are earned and the games are earned, and he's been a wonderful player for the club and had a great season so far. But I'm just not a fan of the 50.
Yeah, Wayne's one of us.
Yes, Wayne.
You don't get one for 50.
That's why I played 2014, first semi-final against Melbourne. No, 2013, played my 250th down there. No one gives a fuck. He was the coach. 250.
But also that didn't happen back in those days as well.
No, it did. No one really cared.
Really?
Yeah, he just knew.
Was it embroidered though? Did you get an embroidery?
No embroidery, nothing. No.
Yeah, normally they get the embroidery.
Nor do I care at all.
So,
2026.
people that are new to the show, me and Mase have been, and we actually
It was a clip.
Yeah, we did it. We had a clip about it. We had people, even ex-players. Remember Clinton Torpy? I was politely arguing my point with him, debating my point with Torps about how it's an honour to play one game, not to diminish anyone that only gets to 50 games, or 150 might be the milestone. But first game jersey, build up, all that. 100, yes. 200, yes. 300.
I'm still waiting on the Catalans to throw me my 300th.
So Wayne would have begrudgingly let Shawnee Lane in for that beautiful speech before.
Yes.
Is that what, that's what we?
I don't reckon
he would have left.
Wayne wouldn't even been in the room.
What are you for, Sean? I just got to give him a 250 speech. Sorry, mate.
It was a good speech too.
It was really good.
It was awesome. Shout out to AJ. And
yeah,
I've never diminished.
Mate, awesome. 250's big, mate.
Yeah.
Well done.
He's got a statue as well.
Fuck, he played outstanding as well.
Hey, by the way, this is the last little bit. It was actually Lara Pitt at the end because he gave one of those real short, wouldn't give the presses anything. Lara started.
Lara's been getting the leading question in most of the presses.
She's the big dog.
Yeah,
she's Fox. She's the head sideline reporter. So for the most part, it's a hierarchy thing.
Yeah, it's like the UFC presser. There's always Oscar Willis and
so she didn't get much at the start of the presser. And then she had this at the end. I found this is
Next week will be the week after, but it's not serious.
Do you hope South fans enjoyed the drought-breaking win?
Well, we're fans, we're players and fans and coaches. We enjoyed it, so I
Just
assume
checking out you did enjoy it.
Pardon?
You enjoyed it? Yeah.
Well, I've been here a lot of times and lost a lot of games, so.
He's thinking, Murray's just fuck. Kids go to enjoy it or not. Fuck yeah. Oh, Uncle Wayne, I love him, mate.
You could tell Lara was pissed off, and Wayne's sort of looking at her going,
giving nothing. With a little the smirk, the side smirk. Knows. You know you get nothing.
All right, let's get to the Storm. The Storm got bottom of the ladder treatment for me. I actually stopped watching this game after 60 minutes. Obviously, don't normally do that, but had the bub over the weekend. And that's so disappointing because, after the Tallis Duncan try, I basically went, fuck, that's enough, man. It's a tough watch because I love money so much as well, and seeing Jerome Hughes and Harry and all these players.
Monsters, man. Monstered.
And then there's a part of me, and Blake Austin had, one of our, seen some of the takes that he's had recently talking about, there's a part of him that's really enjoying seeing the Storm be where other players have been. And I wish I didn't like some of the Storm players as much as I do, and because of the relationship with money, most likely. But they're a fucking tough watch at the moment. A tough watch.
Our own worst enemy.
JJ's got this one as well. He's a Broncos fan. Congratulations, Scope. It's clearly not clicking for the Storm this year. What do you think about shifting Munster to fullback, putting Wishart in at 6? You could get Munster's hands on the ball more, and you'd also have a chance to organise the defence better from the back. Go the Broncos, boys. Get that up, OG. JJ.
Thanks, mate. Appreciate it.
It's not a bad. I mean, I feel
Money's probably no disrespect to Money. He's probably in his worst form ever.
Yeah,
I've never seen Money play. I've never seen Money defend like this. It's like he's trying too hard. Everyone's trying too hard. They're main players, and when you do that, it just fucking goes worse.
Yeah,
it's worse, and it's just fuck. What do? And you just got to play yourself out of it. You got to just keep on fucking doing it. Have faith in the system. Have faith in your talent and the coach and what you've fucking built over the last 25 years. You still got the talent down there. Shouldn't be in this position. All right, so that's all you can do. And that's all Bellamy would be fucking preaching. And you just got to stay faithful, and you just got to stay positive, and all these sort of fucking little things that you think are just words. You got to believe it. You got to believe it if you're the Storm, and you got to fucking work, and you got to get out there, and you got to do it.
That's a good point, because I'm watching them, watching body language, and I see them communicating, and I'm watching halftime closely, and they're getting in position groups, and they're getting Jerome and Money together, and it's
round 8.
It feels like there's definitely good communication happening. I don't know if it's actually properly registering with all of them. As in,
falling on deaf ears. That's what I think.
I think they're just saying stuff for not for the sake of it, but they're saying stuff. But it's just none of them are living it.
And you're talking about a team who is built on detail. and built on like whatever you say you deliver, you do it, right? They're all doers. You don't just say anything for fucking just to hear your own voice, because Belly would be all over you and all the players would be all over you. Accountability, all that kind of stuff. It's all built on that. So to see the amount of talk, you know, it's to see the amount, see the amount of talk that's happening after tries and at halftime and all that sort of stuff, and it's not fucking transferring on the field, is alarming. Very alarming. And they're the only ones who can play themselves out of this. Everyone doesn't. No one feels sorry for the Storm, and they know that. So they're the only ones who can get
Guess who they're
themselves out of
playing this Friday?
It's an 8 o'clock game too.
Brisbane? No.
Same stadium, different team.
Dolphins.
Fins up, and with the tab currently, this is to start the market. Team list hasn't come out yet. Dolphins are favourites, $1.72. They're not even playing. Dolphins haven't won for fucking 4 weeks.
Dolphins did play well on the weekend.
Yeah.
I thought they played pretty good, and I thought it was tough. And I think the Warriors were outstanding. I thought they showed grit and everything, but
Agreed.
I thought the Dolphins were going to win that game.
Agreed.
I honestly did. Tuapicki's try down that short side was great footy IQ with Flegler and everything like that. But other than that, they were fucking up for it. Over there, in awful conditions, playing against that brutal side, they were up for it. So
No, the conditions were good there in Wellington on the weekend.
still New Zealand, man. It would have been cold.
I guess it was a beautiful day. Yeah, it was a
22
beautiful
degrees.
day. Yeah, it was a nice day.
Perfect day.
But the travel from
win some,
Darwin,
lose some.
Darwin the week before, the travel, that humidity. I ended up finding out the Panthers, they were talking about it in the game yesterday as well.
He's only 28.
He said, yeah, but it was the humidity, right? I think Ivan said in the presser or before at halftime, or someone was talking about it. Might have been Brandy in commentary, potentially someone. I don't know where I heard it. But players across the board lost 3 or 4 kilos
During the game.
during the Dolphins game last week. Yeah. Which is,
We're sports.
You see people in comment section, fucking toughen up there in Darwin. And go
AFL players play there all the time.
Shut the fuck up.
That's
Shut
the whole
up.
point.
It's a
We'd
different
hope.
Unless you've
sport,
played in
mate.
conditions like that at that level,
Played in an
fuck up.
NRL game, you can comment. If not,
Panthers 44 defeat the Knights 12. Shh. That was the most gentle shh
Exactly.
I think I've ever heard.
Mate,
Dylan Edwards would have watched Teddy in
yep.
preview this week because they played the Knights last week. Then he would have been sitting probably down in Newcastle. They would have arrived at Newcastle probably on Saturday, did some captain's run potentially, maybe got the room. And as a team, he would have watched Teddy just fucking blitz it for Anzac Day. And then he goes, you know what? Here's 25 for 292. Iron sharpens iron for the Orange.
Fucking awesome, mate. That's what I mean. Like, he knows, like, his spot is not guaranteed, right? If he was,
No, it's not.
If he played like he was, if he had a little bit of a rough part last year, I'm not sure what part it was. Was
Back
it during
end.
Origin? Was it
After
the back
Origin.
end? It was just like,
Post-Origin.
he had probably one of his worst parts of his career, like his peak career, right?
Yep.
At the start, on and off. But like that part, I'm like, he'd be thinking, fuck, that's not happening again, ever again. So this is my spot for the next 2 or 3 years at
healthy.
least. Looks good, looks fit, looks motivated. Yeah, I don't, it sucks for Teddy, if he was down on form and Penrith sucked, I think they would have given the spot back to Teddy.
Well, Ivan said after the game, he got asked about it, Teddy versus Dill, and he's obviously in the camp at Dill, and he goes, said your point. He goes, Blues jerseys, Origin jerseys don't belong to anyone.
No.
They're earned every year.
Yeah.
So Dill's clearly doing that, and he's
He knows.
he's going to be a beneficiary of having Teddy just behind him, just applying that pressure.
Well, that's
Like
what
I
he
said,
needs.
Iron sharpens iron.
Yep.
Nath was really impressive in this one, especially in the first half.
Yeah.
And they went again. The Knights were brave to begin this game, and he sort of like had to work really hard for their points to begin.
They
with.
weren't. It wasn't as crisp
No.
in the first 25 minutes, right? Dylan scored like 3 tries, but they were off like just very. They weren't earned those tries really.
I disagree.
No, they said that the one where he got through, but I'm just saying, when they're really crisp, like their service from the 9 to clear is a little bit behind
Okay.
sometimes. That's all I was worried about. Because usually when they're crisp, some of those tries some of those 50% sort of tries where they just got them, they would have got them clear tries.
Here's where my take on it. When you play a team like Newcastle, who've been a lot better this year.
Yeah.
Got smoked last week. Ends up being a big score, but they clearly got way more fight in them.
Yep.
Rather than try to beat them around the outside, Nath in these sorts of games realises that simplicity is key. So I felt like there were times where they loaded up on shape. He ends up scoring a try after Dill scores 3 where he just runs straight through the middle of them.
That's bad, eh?
So rather than try to score tries with a beautiful shift, score on the wing, Milky Jenkins scores and they come up with a nice, beautiful play and it looks fucking mad in the highlights.
Hit on the edges, eh?
He just fucking runs direct. And that's because he realises this. They've got more talent on their team currently than the Newcastle Knights. So don't try to beat them with the pretty plays. Go through
And
the
they're
front
pretty
door.
good outside. They're outside backs.
Yeah.
They'll have nice ball to Leota short ball to Dylan Edwards. Perfect. You know what I mean? Like that was the play to play. It wasn't out the back. It wasn't anything like that. It was flat and fast and through and just hit holes because he just pulled them apart. That's what Penrith do. They do that unbelievable. They'll just pull you apart. Yowie will pull you apart in the middle and then you think you're going to go wide and then they'll hit on an edge. They just played a pretty good game there. And the Knights aren't up to that level of just non-stop that team having a crack at you like fucking 3 or 4 every set. Like testing you everywhere.
Especially
they'll
with
test
their
your middle,
stars,
they'll test your edge. They'll come back to the other side of the fucking left edge, then they'll go through the middle. Then they'll put another kick in. It's just, and they'll do that for 80 minutes. It's relentless. You know, the Knights were brave, but you know, just Penrith are Penrith, mate.
A little bit.
They are a problem.
I don't know if this will be long term as well because they're missing some troops. They're missing Liam Martin. I think there's a couple more that's escaping me right now. But I like seeing Isaac Tungwell come on as a hybrid back row at the back end of the game. I think he can be a real strike weapon for this team at the back end, especially because they're going to miss. They're definitely going to miss Dill, Yowie, Nathan. I don't know what that looks like or how he ends up getting some time in the back line, but maybe Casey McLean could also miss. Paul Alamoti's playing.
Well, Alamoti's a problem, isn't he?
Playing awesome. He's probably getting the least talked about because he's playing centres and actually not scoring tries, but
he's setting up a lot. He's beating that first man all the time. He's
dominating.
Really living up to the expectations when he was younger. Like he come through the Suoliti sort of thing. They were both head and head in the private school sort of realm, and they both sort of come through together. Suoliti took off, and it took Alamotti a little bit. Like he was given a lot as a youngster at the Bulldogs, and he was part of that era where the Dogs were pretty shit, right? And he got debuted at a younger age, really young, like 18 years old, probably not ready for it. Right in 2023, we weren't the team that we are now. Defensively, he wasn't ready. There was a lot of stuff fucking going on in that club, right? Like Ciro's fucking just come in and just changed whatever he's learnt. Fucking get it out of your head for the last 10 years. Come in, implemented defensive things. Didn't really fit what we were doing, and he had an opportunity to stay at the Dogs, but he went over to Penrith and took less money, probably just to go over there and probably learn, you know, from a different coach, all that sort of stuff, and get out of his comfort zone because he was a Bulldogs junior from the age of fucking 14. Go over there and then just like earn his stripes all again, right? And going over there, starting reserve grade, right? And he's earned everything.
It wasn't given at it, was it?
Nothing given. So everything was given at the Bulldogs, and he probably didn't realise that until probably 2023 when he got found out a little bit. Understood that, and that takes a man and a very mature young man to go over there and then just go, all right, I'm starting from the bottom. I'm going to earn everything at the fucking premier club at that time. Getting spot into the grand final, and now the maturation process is here. He's arrived.
Playing awesome.
Yeah.
Alamotti. Sneaky good signings a couple of years ago. Alamotti, Blaise Lange, and Isaiah Papali'i. Fucking key contributors for not only right now, but for the future as well. Shout out to Sandon Smith. Dill Brown scores that fucking beautiful try straight through the middle. He could have stayed down for a hip drop because there were a couple of players around his legs. Even Phoenix Crossland tried to push him back down on the ground so he'd weigh down.
Yeah,
he got up. He went, fuck it, like I'm not injured. Got up, played the ball. Guess what happens? Dylan Brown makes a 50-metre break. What about the fucking swag on Dill Brown to go around Dill Edwards? He gassed him that easily that he was able to correct the position. Yeah. Like he looked up.
How fast is he, man?
Sized him up very quickly and just went, New South Wales fullback, Australian fullback.
He had the middle of the field. I reckon, if anything, Dill had the angle on him. It wasn't in the middle of the field. It was pretty much on right side of the right side post. I'm just like, okay, he should get him here. He fucking turned the gases on.
He's a supreme athlete.
He is.
He's a supreme athlete for a 6.
Anyway, they fucking fought hard. What do you do?
That Fletcher Sharp is out there hobbling at the moment.
Give him a rest when KP
I think they've got three games coming up. KP is a chance. Dylan Lucas is a chance. Bradman Best is a chance.
Do you give him a rest?
Who, Fletcher Sharp?
Yeah.
Nah.
No, you just keep playing him busted.
Yeah, I give him a big rest when they get the bye.
He needs football rest, man.
He needs combinations with this group coming back, and if they can stay healthy, to get a win or two, to keep them in range, and then I put him on ice and give him a break over the bye and manage it like he doesn't do anything out on the field. He does all like conditioning in the gym, a lot of swimming, all that.
You got to
sort
take
of
that out of his hands, bud.
Yeah,
Round-
I understand what you're saying, Mase, but
Round 12.
round 12, there you go. So they've got 3 weeks, 3 big games coming up, and they've got potentially 3 huge ins coming up. So,
Bunnies, Dragons, Titans, bye. So
also, do you remember we were questioning I brought up how Jermaine McEwen went at Hudson Young. Did you see him go at Moses Leota in this game?
No, when did you do that?
So I've got the 60-minute mark as well. I'll show it to maybe Luke. You can find it if it
I'll go through the game.
later on in the week. I almost just want to see you. I want to let you see it naturally. But he runs, he takes a carry. There's a penalty. It's not even for foul play or whatever. And I'll see if
And it's footage, so we can't put it in the YouTube, guys.
yeah, we can't
unfortunately.
YouTube. Well, like advances on those. Has it come up yet?
Hang on.
Moses, looks there. He just fucking tears me.
Moses, look, what are you fucking doing, mate?
Oh, fuck, he's funny. He could play.
Love it, yeah.
Fucking love
He's
it.
going good. Both back rolls.
By the way, the jersey swap this week,
Yeah, we ain't.
we thought it was going to be Nath.
Fuck, I thought it was going to be Nate.
Mad respect to Yowie too.
Wonder whose 7 he's going to get. If you're after a 7. He must be DCE 7, I reckon.
No, I don't think it might not be. He might not just be chasing. Oh, maybe he's chasing.
No,
numbers.
he's shaking from 1 to 13. He's chasing.
No, I reckon he's just the eyeball test, especially if you're getting Yo. It's like just
Well, there's your lock.
dogs. Like
No, I reckon he's
No,
going
I
to go
think
the
it's
best ones from fucking 1 to 13.
What did I say last week? He said guys that he'd battled against for longer periods, and Yoey's three or 4 more years in the game than Nath.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
he debuted a couple of years before.
I reckon
Plus the
he'll want DCE 7. I reckon he'll want DCE 7 jersey. That's what he said, yeah. He wants his
No, he wants
Manly
it-
one, but.
right, yeah, but it's like still like it's. I'm enjoying like who's he gonna get next week. So
All right, let's take a guess. It's got to be Latrell, right?
Who's going against South? South next week?
Latrell, Cody Walker, Jack
Got to be
Whiten?
Trell.
Jack
Nah,
White.
him and Trell went at it in Origin and that.
Yeah, yeah.
Fuck off. Come on, man.
but anyway,
Well,
that's the obvious one.
That's the obvious one.
Well, I'll
So
get that.
I'm going, and don't clip this as well so he doesn't see
No,
it.
no.
I don't want to influence his decision. Smokey Jack Whiten.
Jack, I remember.
Because-
I
because-
remember Jackie Boy smoked him a couple of times when we were at Newcastle.
Hey, that is the same Yoey
2013.
age. That's the age gap. So I think it's a better chance of being Cody Walker or Jack Whiten than Latrell. There you go. There's my prediction. We'll see.
Keep forgetting how old Gags is.
Guess what, boys? Do you want me
He's
to get,
35.
Do you want me to get you an exclusive?
Yeah.
I'll record it for levels next week because I'll be
Go
out
on.
there calling that game.
All right.
Yeah.
Newcastle.
I reckon he goes for Trell because I reckon they've had some real brutal. They've
Go, you
they've
take
gone
a guess.
hard. They've gone hard at training. I reckon they've gone hard at training. And in those Origin arenas for about 3 or 4 years, when him and Trell were just going at it proper.
I'm going Jack.
I'll take Cam Murray then.
Okay, beautiful.
He's already got a 13.
I'm not because I don't.
You don't reckon he's going for the fucking
Nah.
No,
the
it's
1 to
not a numbers
13?
thing. I don't think it's a numbers
No,
thing.
He's had
it is.
Origin battles. He's had
I'm calling him
teammates
up, it
with
is.
him as well.
Don't call him. Don't persuade
Called
him.
him fucking just all up.
Mate,
Um,
I'll throw some levels merch. I'll send him a levels merch as well. Maybe
What's
we'll
it-
just do
Loves
a
levels.
levels jersey swap with Gags. We'll do an Iron Sharp and Zion
I
swap.
like that. That works.
You swap
Hey,
these.
another one, Smokey, Matt Duffy.
Fuck
Jeez.
off, mate.
Killing a Duff. Oh, I love the Duff, man. He's fucking.
Mate, who do you pick if you're when Jai Gray comes back? Does he slide straight back in? I don't reckon.
Yeah, he does.
Nah.
I don't think Dry Gray has the attack in him to strip numbers like Duff does with a nice little tip on. Dry Gray's still trying to figure that out. Dry Gray is a much better defender. Now, we haven't seen that for Duff, and I fucking love Duff. I've known Duff for 10 years because of his relationship with Normie.
I love him.
I went on the field when he was playing New South Wales Cup 3 weeks ago, and he asked me for an interview because he played New South Wales Cup and scored 3 tries.
Killed it.
He's a fuck.
He's strange
he's
to
he's
that.
saying it tongue in
I
cheek.
know.
Tongue in cheek. But I love him. I would pick still Jai Gray defensively. He comes up with so many big plays for him.
I'm changing my pick. I'm going Campbell Graham.
Nah.
Way off.
True.
Stick with Cam Murray.
Stick with the Muzz.
I'll call him.
Last game, the Seagulls 33 defeat the Eels 18. Fosball. That's right. I wrote this down after seeing this try. The Fosball has Jamal Fogarty running a sub 4.40.
Shit, yeah.
We've seen Royce Hunt early in the week, then Dill Brown.
Sub 5s, yeah.
Where the fuck did that come from Fogarty?
I've never seen him run faster, but he had a good angle, and I reckon he just gone boom and turned it on.
You got to back yourself.
That was ridiculous. It was going fast anyway.
I know, right?
And then he went,
What? So he got propelled with the palm, don't get me wrong.
yeah,
But he went for it 10 metres before
yes.
Papali'i, Joash. And even Fox, I think he caught Fox slipping.
Yeah.
Because Fox is right there. And Fox is
Where
like,
the fuck did he go?
he doesn't have this in the bag, respectfully or disrespectfully. Who gives a shit? He didn't think. Because remember when Fogarty got ankle tapped by Josh Papali'i?
Yeah. Yes.
So he got revenge on Joash Papali'i.
Yeah, when he was at the GC, wasn't it?
Oh, like when, mate.
Mate,
By the way, jokes aside, he's quietly had the best month of footy of any half in the competition on a 4-week period. It's him, it's Adam Dewey, and it's Nathan Cleary. And maybe what Adam Reynolds has done in the last 2 weeks, his fortnight's been awesome, but he also missed some time and was a little bit banged up. Congratulations to him because
a bit of pressure on there when everyone was losing.
Huge.
There's pressure everywhere.
They lose 3 games. He was signed by Mestrov to begin with Seeps, right? Mestrov gets sacked in the offseason before he even arrives.
Yep.
All right, fuck, that'll rattle me a little bit. Then Seeps is sacked after 3 games. And he's clearly a Seeps guy stuck up for him in the presser. They've lost 3 games. Everyone's talking about Joey Walsh. And then Foz gets fucking Luke Brooks and Jamal Fogarty and Fosball and all this shit's going on. And credit to Fogarty. He has just been awesome. He's been exactly how I anticipated.
I didn't think he was going to be this good.
Well,
I thought he was going to be game sort of, game manager.
Yeah, maybe not
great
tries
kicks.
and shit.
Not that try.
But the kicking's
kicking's awesome. Defensively, he's been better at everything. He's just looks fitter. Looks like he's dropped a little bit, and his
His
arms are still fucking big.
Yeah, got good arms, good shape. He's always in
Same
good
as
nick. He's a
fucking-
true professional.
Yeah.
I'm loving it seeing it because he seems like a fuck. I don't know him that well, but he just seems like a legend.
Same.
Could you call it a fog ball?
Fogball. Trying to start. I don't think the Manly fans are going to pick up on that as much as the Fosball.
Not the Fosball. He's got. When I watch the start of this game, it's a high quality game too.
Great game.
Fuck, they look. It was a fast game. The Eagles look fast and strong.
Eels were fucking put.
Eels were up for this game, but Kohler coming at you, Saab, like everybody was just like pinning them back and just going, fucking stop me. Good luck. Gets a good kicks, and then, man, it was a physical game. It was a really high quality game. And then Parramatta, they returned serve, but they just had quality players, mate. More quality players. Like good football. That try from Benchabojevic to set up. I think it was to set up Fogarty, wasn't it?
Fogarty, yeah.
Yeah, in and out, boom, bit of space. Fuck, that was a good ball.
I would love to be knowing my man Foz and you knowing him as well, spending some time at Manly. I would love to be a fly on the wall for the conversations that he's been having with Homole Olakwati.
Oh, mate, what's he saying to him? That's a problem. What we're doing there.
Can I run through some stats for you, Mase?
Yeah.
In the first 3 games of the season under Siebes, now people. Let me get through the stats and then I'll explain this a little bit deeper in detail. Under Siebes, his best game was 12 for 115. I think that was the second game. Who did they play
Newcastle.
the second game? No, Newcastle was bad as well. That was his worst game. He was 7 for 67 against Newcastle, 10 for 98 against the Dragons, and 12 for 115 was his best game, game 2. Whoever they lost to, game 2. Since Foz has been coaching him, 19 for 195, 24 for 272, 19 for 184.
Roosters?
It was the Roosters. And 17 for 177.
Jesus. Quality too.
Now,
you don't take kickoffs either.
I see the comment section, and every now and again, when there are people praising Foz, there's a lot of negativity towards Siebes, but there's also people sympathising for Siebes going, well, where has this version of the players been under Siebes for the first 3 weeks? And they feel like players are throwing games or weren't competing hard. But that's a reflection of coaching. I keep going back to this.
Exactly what I'm fucking going to say.
And when people say this, and we look at situations, and you wonder why a team isn't reacting or playing to their full potential for large portions of games or seasons or whatever it may be. And I want to go back to it. And people can go through this in everyday life. It doesn't just have to be with footy as well. You can be an accountant, work at a firm or whatever it may be, or you could be a scaffolder. But if you don't have a guy that you believe in, you'll still turn up and
the boss doesn't believe in you, vice versa.
Or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
You might turn up to work and still work to what is considered sufficient. Like it might be a good 6 or 7 out of 10. But if you've got a good boss who you fucking love and you want to rip in for and you want to see the company do well, then guess what? You're probably going to get more 8s and 9s out of 10s. Now, is that right? No, but that's human nature across the board.
Psychology.
You're
and
right.
it's even more so in rugby league.
You are so
And when
right.
you have a coach that you believe in and that you want to work for, that's the little bit of extra that currently we're seeing from the Manly Seagulls.
Yeah, that's all. Exactly what you just said then. Like, where was this? Well, it just didn't happen, did it? Under that coach. They weren't playing. Like the coach wasn't getting to the players enough where other coaches can. Foz can. Yeah. Foz is. They're playing at another level because of the coach, and it just seems like it's working. Fuck, sometimes when they go, it's not the coach's fault. Sometimes it is. Yeah. It's a collective.
And it doesn't mean he's a bad coach.
Doesn't mean he's a bad coach. He just doesn't. He can't get the best out of those players.
Correct.
You know, like and even Flanagan, he can't get the best out of those players. He might go to another team and get the best out of those players. You know,
correct.
Like this is different. You know, so like. Fozzie's getting the best out of this Manly team. Fucking just love it. Fucking praise Fozzie. Don't bag Foz. Don't bag the playing group. Don't bag anything.
There's definitely no bagging of Foz.
No, but I'm just saying, why didn't they play like this with Siebes? I see that shit. Because they just weren't. Simple. It is. Maybe it's just as simple as it is.
It's like you and the baguette.
They just fucking weren't. I don't like him. Fuck him. Giving you 1 out of 10 every game.
Shout out to the baguette.
Go baguette.
Hey, shout out to Brandon Wakeham. Similar to Hayes Perham. Your system. He was a part of the clean out right at the Dogs. A number of players that just weren't living up to their standards at the Dogs and were in exile for 3 years. He went through a different situation because he ended up going to the Tigers in 23 and having a season with them. But it's been 3 years since he has played NRL. Now, he's played a number of games this year, but he is exceeding my expectations to the point where I'm going, originally when he was named, I'm like, what the fuck is like Wakeham doing playing 9 and Simpkin, but over Simpkin, I would have thought it would be the other way around.
It's got more footy than Simpkin.
He's applying pressure to Simpkin.
Yeah. Well, he's a 9. But I think Simpkin was at the start and they obviously weren't going that well. Right?
Simpkin's a better bench
And I thought old mate who was a 9 there for Croker for years. He was outstanding. Outstanding service, did some great work. Fucking body would be banged up big time.
Yeah.
Old mate who was Brandon Wakeham was at the Dogs and he was half 5'8" all the time. Never played 9, never did anything. Was fucking up in defence a fair bit. But when you're out at 3-man, it's fucking hard.
He's slow.
Yeah. He's not as quick as you fucking but in the middle, when you're protected by Takayaho and Big Paseka and Jakey Jabojevic and Hetherington, you just make your tackles, mate. You just go low and everything. He's creative out of 9, can throw lasers both ways. And he's he's a decent 9. He's your makeshift 9 now. Yeah. Right? They're not all developed like Harry Grant. You just play 9 through your whole career. Right? Right now, he's probably about 25 years old. Because when he came through the grades at the Dogs, he was supposed to be the next big thing.
Yeah,
right? He was very highly touted. So it took him a little bit, peel it right back. What position can I play? What position can I play in first grade? Boom, 9. He defends good enough. He's attacking. When it was a quick play, the ball comes out, dummy, can throw it the back. He's got it all. He's playing outstanding football. It's awesome. It's great to see.
And Pack's rolling forward, don't it, at the moment, aren't they? They're going
No,
solid.
it helps when Paseka's going good.
Yeah.
Paseka's fucking hitting them. Fucking Kobe Hetherington. Everybody's playing well.
Another player I'm happy for on the Eels side, they didn't get the win, but I'm happy for Brian Kelly because I think he's a solid, really solid NRL player. He was brought in for depth, when they lose Zach Lomax. Didn't start well for him, didn't play well his first couple
dropped
of
to
games.
Reggie's.
Got dropped back to Reggie's. But I the last 2 weeks, he's probably been their best outside back.
He's been awesome for like 6
And even when they
years up there.
lost against the Titans, I thought he was trying his backside off. So
Like, I remember him at the Titans. Like he was a mainstay in that back line for what, 4 or 5 years?
yeah, there was a couple of really good years.
Yeah, it was outstanding. He
Yeah.
was pinching. He was like nearly getting named for Origin and stuff. Like he was in the conversation,
Smoky
right?
selections.
Conversations,
Yeah.
yeah. Playing good enough, defends really well, late offload, left arm carry, good left center. Like I like the way he moves.
He sometimes has a bad read in him, but physically, there's never been an issue.
And
with
I think
Brian
he was
Kelly.
at the stage up there at the Titans where the whole shit show of the coaching debacle and was never really taught how to defend properly in the centres or at the wing, because it was just around, like you had about probably 3 or 4 coaches.
Yeah, he's playing out of position. He's playing on the right
He's playing
wing.
right wing with the left
when
arm
he's-
carry.
When he's played left centre, he's
a left
basically
centre, yeah.
most of his career. So, I just want to give him a bit of a shout out. I know he got a bit of a rough trot of it from Parafans when he first played.
But
his
he's a
couple of
first
games.
grader. He's an out and out NRL player. He's not a
And-
reserve grader.
And, again, there was a lot of fight and desperations. I think the game was almost lost in one tackle when they sort of were showing signs of fighting back and Hamole smoked Dylan Walker.
The fuck was that?
Did you see
Did
his
he
like-
break his shoulder?
No, so they couldn't
Hand.
tell.
He broke his humerus?
No,
or?
so it hits him here. It was nerve, he said in the presser.
Oh.
So his fingers were tingling, so he
Yeah.
gets a scan today to see if there's a fracture, but they didn't want to risk it. There you go.
That's
There was
fucking
another
awful.
tackle where Paseka and Hamole, I can't remember who it was for Para, they both connected together.
Terrible.
For a back row of his size,
Jeez, he can get low and fucking produce
he's got beautiful
power.
technique, mate.
Yeah, but he doesn't
Because-
hit like what he did to that. I remember he hit the
Josie
corner.
Olam.
No one hits him, but
Yeah.
he can get at that level horizontal, but like maintain his power and not hit you in the head. He's 6 foot. He's 6'5". He's my height, and they can like Sonny Bill. They can generate power from multiple positions. Look at the legs on him. He's athletic as shit. I bet he'll give you basketball. Go dunk that. Yeah, sweet. I'll give you 360.
What about, I want to know if you saw it, Moses went up to Peter Goff probably about 20 minutes in, and he had both hands in the air like this.
I missed it.
I thought you would have seen it.
No, I seen the Peter.
Maybe he was just like saying something, but it just from the angle that I was seeing,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
he looked like he just had his hands
There's a
in the
bit
air.
in that. There's a bit in that. Did you see Peter Goff also tell Hamole off for throwing the ball?
No.
Getting Tom Petty. with
Yeah.
the refs.
No. So
Anyway, I'll shout out to the refs. They're getting better, right? They are getting better sometimes. They're not giving like that many 6 to goes. That's all I'm looking at. Oh, they're letting the game flow. The more the game flows, the better it is. Other little things, other little shitty things like the disruptors, and I get what you're saying, but like when they're letting the game flow, it fucking looks good. Can you just keep letting it flow and get all your other shit together? And the game will be at its fucking prime.
Well, Liam Kennedy was trying to let it flow so much that he just missed a blatant offensive player pulling a defensive player from the ruck. So
When you do let it flow.
Someone wrote it in the comments too. So Hamole throws the ball on the ground. And Peter Goff goes, "Remember my take with horse ruck?"
Oh, yeah.
He goes, "Hamole, I know you're frustrated, but no more of that." He gave him a warning. Shout out to
I
Peter
don't know, I
Goff.
must have missed that. But
Shout out
Hey,
to the
the Goffies.
referees. I love the referees.
we send
I've
them
got to
any-
Just keep getting better refs because our game is fucking at its peak right now.
Always think like this, referees. Constructive criticism. We criticize you and pull you up. Not you, Siri.
Fuck off, Siri.
Not you, Siri. Referees. The same way that Mase gets fired up about the Dogs, I get fired up for your decision.
Are we sending any Iron Sharpens Iron to
Who wants to? Hey,
Grant Atkins?
no. Wait, who's my man?
Todd
What?
Smith.
Ziggy.
Oh, Ziggy.
Ziggy's getting it.
Oh. I would have thought Todd Smith.
Nah, fuck yeah, Todd Smith. Only if he gets a mad fade,
No,
but
he can't.
he has to have the fade, Todd Smith, if he's going to wear it.
Fade only.
Yeah.
All right, that's it.
All
Let's
right,
go.
thank you.